See you in 20. Hey, everybody. I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Daniel from the Blue Square.
Yes.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday 140, I think. And we're back from Gen Con. And we've got Daniel from around the board with us. How we doing, Daniel? Good to see you again.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you guys in person. And sorry I couldn't get a game played with you guys. I think I need better planning skills next year. I think I was just a little wild and everywhere. But it was at least nice to meet you guys right before the con and shake your hands and meet you in person. That's always cool. That's like one of the best things about going to Gen Con, right? Is seeing all these people that we only get to interact with online. So that was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. And then you and your buddy swung by during our Whiskey Wednesday last week, popped on in the middle of your game of Vantage. Is that what you were playing?
That was, yeah. That's actually one of the pitches for Vantage is like you can just get up and leave. It doesn't even matter. Like the game is so like open world that you're like, yeah, just skip 3 of my turns. And it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Are we getting echoes? Carlos said we're getting echoes. Are you guys?
My setup is the same as it ever was.
I'm not hearing any echoes. No echoes. Okay, might just be Carlos. Okay. Thank you, Eric.
Speaker.
I was just reading in the comment.
Gotcha.
But anyways, yeah, it was, Daniel, I was glad. I saw you a few times in the hall. There was even, there was a couple times where I had sat down and played games and I'm like, I should probably message people. And then I got distracted and then never did.
Yep.
So I was barely good about posting in our Discord, hey, I'm going to be over here. Anybody wants to play games, come find me. So I tried to do more of that this year, actually. More this year than any other year I played games at Gen Con.
It's funny because like you talk about need better planning to play more games. Like that was actually my plan is I didn't plan anything and I played more games. So
sure.
I played most games this Gen Con than any other Gen Cons. So
I did as well. And I actually did plan a few things, but it was more like planning time to actually play games, which was nice. I actually picked windows on the schedule to specifically do that. So that was good. And then I signed up for a couple demos, which I normally don't do. So
stop.
Yeah, I still never sign up for demos. I still managed to sneak into a few. But I need to be better about that, I guess. But I did play a few demos that were like in people's booths. Like I was able to go up and get right in, but actually like out in the demo hall, purchase an event ticket and go do that. I did not do a ton of that.
It's hard to do that. It's quite the commitment ahead of time. And you're like, you don't know how your day is going to unfold. You don't know if you're just randomly going to get hungry 30 minutes before your event. So yeah, I was gun shy on that. I signed up for maybe a couple events and one I ditched. And I saw that Mike, you posted a short, you actually played the game. May have been the one I was going to play and ditched. It was Dirt and Dust. Really wanted to play that, but I just foregone that sign up because I don't know why. That was like, I don't want to walk all the way to Lucas Oil Stadium. I'm done.
Dave, there's definitely going to be a story later tonight that I'm sure Tim will discuss that will have your name all over it. And if he should, if he doesn't, I'm sure it's going to happen. So I'll leave it at that. Stay tuned.
We'll just say that the Rossies were mentioned.
They were there in spirit.
In spirit.
Very much so. Very much so. We had some fun though. I mean, it was a blast. But yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I ended up, it was really convenient to sign up for that demo at the stadium because we were staying at the Holiday Inn, which is on the other side of the stadium. So the stadium was between us and the convention center. So I was like, okay, if I do it first thing in the morning, then I just go straight there and then I go to ICC afterwards. So it really worked out very well. And I always like spending time in the stadium now that I've kind of got the gist of how easily it can be to just get open gaming in there, especially at night. It's really quiet. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite places to kind of debrief at the end of the night.
Yeah, the only problem with the stadium is it's hard to get people to want to come over to see you in the stadium. It's way easier to get people to come find you in the demo hall than it is the stadium. That being said, I probably would not go see anybody if they're like, we're in the JW Marriott at the open gaming area, because that's a freaking hike.
It is.
And I just am not that interested because I can play games a lot closer to either where I have parked or where my hotel is.
I just like how much room there is on Lucas Oil, and it seems like the air conditioning is always like a lot
good.
cooler.
Yeah, it's good there.
Very comfortable in there. And Eric, you're not wrong. It's closer and they have free breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like, what does the express mean? It means you get free breakfast, and if
I think the room is small. The room is pretty good size. So
it's a good size room.
Yeah, I'd venture to guess the Holiday Inn. The other Holiday Inn Expresses I've stayed at, the rooms were smaller. But I would take a smaller room for a free breakfast, especially if it's closer.
Yeah, that's true.
Every day.
Yeah. No, actually, breakfast just from 6 to 9.
Oh, yeah, that's what you want for breakfast. All right. So before we go any further, please, for those who do not know, Daniel, give us a little bit of a rundown, if you will allow me the pun, on your channel and like what you do.
Yeah, so Around the Board is a YouTube channel where 4 board game enthusiasts discuss board games and board game topics. So we have a behind the scenes judge that awards us points because we make good arguments or bad ones if he takes them away. And then at the end of the show, whoever has the most points gets 2 minutes to rant about whatever they want. So we kind of break it down into 4 segments. We will do like reviews, we'll do short topics, but then we do some fun things that we like to call like play shelf trade. 3 games where you have to decide which ones you're going to play, which one you're going to keep forever, and which one you want to get out of there, even if you like them all. So fun little things. And then things like Board Game Karen, that's kind of been our most popular one. We read number 1 ratings on Board Game Geek.
And I love that.
Figure out what. Yeah, they have to figure out what the game is based on those 1 ratings.
Oh my God.
They get a little long-winded, so I am going to like kind of fine-tune it a little bit. So the next one I hope will be a little more spot on. But yeah, we just like to have fun. We kind of arranged it like around the horn from ESPN, which, fun fact, after 28 years, they closed up shop this year. So yeah, so there's like an open spot for us just to kind of get in there. So if you see us on ESPN soon, no,
there you go.
Probably won't happen, but
I want that. I want a guest spot.
Kind of our short.
I want a guest spot, man. I want to be on your show so bad. I want to argue with people.
I know. I want you guys to be on there too. Gosh, those other guys I work with, I tell you what, they're like pulling teeth sometimes to get them all in one place at one time. But I think Gen Con was really energizing for everybody, and I think we're a lot more motivated to get like different guests in. And yeah, Tim, you're right there, up on top to get in there as soon as possible. But yeah, it's fun to just argue about things that are not important, but we are very passionate about, and we always find things that we disagree with. So
absolutely. And feel free to make me your second choice. I totally would understand if I'm your second choice.
Nah, that's great. I would actually go to. We don't really use that Facebook page anymore because the other thing I do is a group called FBC Gamers, and that is my long-running local group, but we're merging the 2. So I kind of retired the other one, and everything is on here. As you can see, it's kind of there's the mixture there. So great fun, great games, great community. So, but yeah. That one is we do conventions. Last time I was on here was actually a few weeks before my convention, where we gave over 300 games away just for walking in the door. You get a game, and then we gave away great games, like some of the hot games of the year. So nothing like garbage or cheap. Like these were the top quality games. So it's a fun con. everyone needs to come. If they can come down to Kansas in the April time, yeah, it's worth the trip. Obviously not anything like Gen Con, but for a fun little small convention, it's quite worth driving an hour or two.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's really nice for you to kind of do that for the community. I think everybody, every community, every area should have the opportunity to have a really nice little local meetup convention, you know, where you can go and kind of do those things, because Gen Con and Origins and Dice Tower East and West and all those things, they can be cost prohibitive. They can be really daunting and intimidating for people with like anxiety issues, you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
Or so to have something that is an option, you know, is like a chill, laid back, you know, kind of thing to be able to do, and but still kind of get some of that, you know, like that fun convention vibe is really important. So cool. I'm really glad that you're out there doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been a fun time. We've been doing it for about 10 years, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're a little restrained because we do have it in my church, and we're trying to keep it there because it's a free building. But man, we take over it. It's so funny whenever like someone from the church walks in and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, like
What
just
happened?
Nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just imagine, exactly. If you can just imagine like Gen Con happening in a church and like somebody from church walking in, they'd be like, "Ah."
They're like, what's that
It's
Eschaton
nice.
booth doing here?
Right.
Oh shoot.
But no,
Um,
they love us being in there and they like it, but it's always fun to see their reactions for sure.
oh, I love it when worlds collide, when
Yeah.
non-gamers like walk into a room full of gamers and you're like, this many people play board games, you know? Like,
Yeah,
what?
and almost the first response I get is, "I didn't know there were this many board games. I thought there was just Monopoly." And you're
You
just like,
sweet
"Yep,
summer
that's-
child.
Right.
yeah." My goal is to expose them to everything.
Yes. Yes. So many good games. Hey, I see. Let's shout out a bunch of people in the chat. I see, obviously, we've got Carlos, we got Nix, who must not be working tonight, which is
Right.
amazing. We've got Jazz, we got David, not my cousin Godfrey, or at least not my wife's cousin Godfrey. We got Dave Rossi. So you know Die's not far behind. We got Eric from Kibi Games. Got some stories about him. And then Funky Sai, what's up? And then I know Knights of Oa also. Glad you really enjoyed Gen Con. I don't know. Oh, I see around. Oh, you're around the board. And then Soul Skiddo is on there. And then I don't know if Brandon is watching, Brandon Ginger or Saki from that Atlanta game crew that I was hanging out with. If you guys are watching, what's up? Brandon, safe travels. He's going to like Paris, I think.
Wow.
But yeah, hey, Die is here and accounted for. Awesome. They are reliable for sure. Okay, guys. So top 5 games we played at Gen Con. Did you have any rules for your list?
There are no rules. If I
Um,
play that Gen Con, it qualifies.
Okay.
I did not include any prototypes. However, there is
Same.
one that hasn't been published but is farther along than others.
Okay. So I will honorable mention a few prototypes at the end, but all of my games are published, but I maybe not necessarily got all of them at Gen Con.
Eh,
Yeah,
if you
mine
played
is
them, that's okay.
yeah, I played very few games this year at Gen Con. Last year I played a lot. This year I think I played 7 total. So
Oh, wow.
I picked 4 that I know, right? I told you this year was a mess. I don't even know what I did. So I picked 4 that I want to talk about, but the 5th one I'm gonna throw out like 4 of them for you guys to choose which one I talk about, because it's
Okay.
kind of, some of them are not conventional. So, but I'll do whatever you guys choose.
Okay.
Easy
Oh,
enough.
Philip, you always make me feel like a star right there. Starry Night 64.
Woo! There we go. Starry Night representing. Good job. Love it. Yeah, I would just want to again. I just one of my favorite things that happened this year that has happened. It's happening more and more, but this year was I probably played 4 times as many. But to have friends show me prototypes and get to play prototypes that they're literally like walking around and pitching like while they're at the show and like being part of of like kind of giving some feedback and hopefully providing good feedback or useful they would say all feedback's good feedback, but like useful feedback. It's really cool, it's really flattering that like people want to do that with us, and I absolutely love it. Oh, okay. Starry Night. Nice to meet you guys. Oh, the weird guy with Daniel on Wednesday. Well, that's funny because I would have thought Daniel was the weird one out of the two of you. Right? There we go.
Yeah, he doesn't hear that one often.
There we go.
Carlos, I would say just small box games, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing. There were just a
Yeah.
lot of small box games.
Mhm.
The
were the big-
increased cost of shipping and manufacturing, small boxes took over for sure.
Do you guys have any comments or thoughts on like any of the hot games? Are we saving that for a different show? Do you have any specific like Gen Con story you want to share before we get into the list?
We should save that for later.
Yeah, I would save those for later. Some of those hotness games might be discussed during this topic, I think.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Um,
Any story you want to tell or anything in particular that was awesome that happened?
And then Dave's waiting for you to deliver the news because you moved your camera back.
Mhm.
Oh, I changed the tripod I'm using. So is that other than the smart assy comment, which from Dave I expect nothing less, is this better or worse? Do you want like a closer on this? Because I don't think anybody wants that.
Well, yeah, but like, so it's a kind of a lose-lose because like this, we see more of you.
Yeah.
But the other way, you're more high def, so it's really kind of lose-lose.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was trying to give my nose some room. Usually my nose is like poking.
You gotta
the
learn to
camera.
light that properly.
Yeah. I gotta powder it. Got to get that anti-shine on there, and
it makes you look
oh,
taller.
Eric.
Yeah. And better
Yeah.
'cause
Thank
you're
you, David.
away. Yeah.
Thank you, David. Love it. Lower camera show ankle. Love it.
Good stuff.
Holy crap! The guys are back with a vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm digging this.
We
Go on.
We didn't tag enough comments last week while we were using phones, so
That's true.
we're
That was
making sure
tough.
they're
I
getting their
couldn't even see the
digs in
comments.
while we got mouses available. So
Mises.
yes.
I demoed a new free TCG named Conquest of the Fates game. We're syncing and taught so many people how to play Slam Throne. Okay, Starry Night. I gotta know Slam Throne, like, yay or nay. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat or a thumbs down.
I mean, I think
I'll let him
it's
elaborate,
taught a lot
but
of
I will
people.
tell you guys that was going to be one of my games I throw out there for my number 5 because
Okay.
again, Starry Night's my friend Philip, and that dude got like 20 people playing that game after hours, just
Wow.
throwing the slammers, and it's just pogs. I mean, let's just be
Pogs.
honest, it's 100% pogs. There is nothing else. Like, it's like technically they have a power, so like one person was like, every turn you just take 1 life off the stack. But, there was one time, I forgot who it was, but they slammed it, flipped the whole stack in one go. That's the end of the game. They get one other attempts to do it. So, like, it's pogs.
I mean,
There's really no game there.
It's got to
But
be better than
people
Dice
were
Throne,
still
right?
ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Dave, this is a family show.
This
I'm
is-
not allowed to discuss that here. So if you want the full story, check out my OnlyFans.
all I'll say is the
Oh.
Bob wasn't the only one wearing pantyhose that night. Well, those Hooters girls got to wear pantyhose.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
I don't even know what that story is about, but I'm here for it.
We when we were doing the Whiskey Wednesday last week, we mentioned that there was like a Hooters you could see like out the window down the
Yeah.
street
Shot in
from the
back.
upstairs.
Yeah.
And Dave Rossi, he said that he would give Bob $100, or is it $500? I forget.
It was a good amount of money.
he offered Bob cash to walk into that Hooters, give a waitress his hotel room key, and walk out.
Oh wow!
On camera.
Yeah.
He had to do it on
Had to be
camera,
on
though.
camera. Had I not
Might
been
have
so
been
gimpy for that kind of money, I might have done it.
It might have been easier to do because we were on camera, actually, Bob. That was probably
True.
an easy.
It's true. That kind of
$2
stuff happens all the
Bob.
time on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
They just
I
don't
saw
show
this-
the arrest afterwards.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I saw this shout out in our Discord, so I'm just going to throw it up. We're background fodder on game night here.
Oh.
So
Hey, is that for
There you go.
Saki? Who is that?
it is.
Hey, what's up, Saki? Saki
There
bomb.
you go. Inception
Nice.
of the game room there by throwing you guys on the
Woo.
stream.
Awesome.
There we go.
Although I
You play a good
question
game.
making us
Our
that
honor.
large on a TV. It's
I know.
Well,
That's
scary.
I mean, if you haven't met me in person, I'm a large human being.
That's right.
so.
Yeah. That's,
Mike. Am I seeing correctly that you did get a hold of your Pacers photo in the back?
I
what gave that away?
did when I officially go over my Gen Con haul, which probably
Okay.
won't happen in this video. That's going to be included because I picked it up while I was in Indianapolis. I hit up a Facebook Marketplace person like a month ago, and I'm like, if you still got these at the end of the month, I will come buy one. So done deal.
I like Eric saying, "I just love the visual of Bob giving his hotel room key to the waitress and she never shows up because there was no room number on it."
That's why. Yeah, I want it.
Shappy on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's good stuff.
Hilarious.
That is
Wow.
good stuff. Well, all right, boys, you want to get into this list?
Neat.
I'm excited to hear what's on some of them. Now, Daniel even more because he was out of our
Wild card.
circle the whole time, so
Yeah.
if there's any crossover with Daniel, it would be interesting. I know that Mike and Bob and I will probably all have a little bit of crossover, whether or
Probably,
not
yeah.
it's in the same spot, who knows?
Yep.
But
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we did play a lot of games together. And some of these I just really want to talk about. So usually we'll replace our picks so there's not as much crossover, but there's just certain ones I'm not going to swap out. So
And then Brandon said he made it through security, so he'll be around now. And again, just one more time, I'm going to talk about a bunch of games I played with these guys, but Brandon, Saki, Ginger, the whole crew, they rolled deep and their whole crew is awesome. We had a great time. I had a great time playing games with them. Saturday night, drinking cookie dough whiskey. And Saturday during the day, played a bunch of games, which we'll talk
I
about
thought-
soon.
I thought you were going to say Saturday during the day drinking cookie dough whiskey.
No, I did Friday have a little bit of Fireball and some other whiskey with them. We did a little day drinking.
A little day
Yeah,
drinking.
Okay.
Don't hurt nobody.
Bob and I did a little day drinking with Martin Wallace on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Name
we
drop.
cool.
I heard
It's
that.
been
on
cool
your
like
show.
that.
That must have been awesome.
Oh, dude,
That was
it
fun.
was.
He's funny. You know what's hilarious too is
Yes, Bob. Please tell this story. I love this.
so I was wearing my R2D2 Hawaiian shirt, and he kind of like gave me shit about my style, like saying, made a kind of a snarky comment about my shirt. But
Oh,
then
he
that
said it was
day,
so
I got,
loud
like,
he could have heard you from Australia.
Yeah. But then that day I got like 6 compliments on my shirt. After
Oh, my
that.
God.
So starting to question Martin Wallace's, choice and style. So he might make a good train game, but he don't know style.
That's true. We did try to get Martin Wallace to sign somebody's copy of Lightning Train.
Have you
That
done my
was pretty
train
funny.
game?
It was pretty funny. Spoiler alert, not his game.
Not his game.
not his.
Did he sign it
game.
though? I would take
I
Martin
don't think
Wallace's
so.
signature on a
Uh,
train.
Chris, whose game it was like, no, don't do
He's
it.
like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, my buddy Patrick was like, "Oh, come on, it'd be funny."
Yeah. But Patrick did ask
Good
him
story.
tried to get him to sign it.
Mhm.
And Martin kind of made a face, and then Chris is like, no, please don't sign it.
Yep. Oh, yep. There it is.
Nice.
Yes, Chris.
That would have been funny. Welcome, Chris.
Oh, Martini Wallace. Okay.
But see, you could have flowered it, being like, as the king of train games. Like, I would be honored if you signed the box for this.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
without you, this game wouldn't exist because they would have used a different theme.
Yeah.
Well, I
Rockstar
do-
sign boobs all the time. They didn't make those.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's why Bob's not allowed to play games in a church.
Kicked out of Hooters again.
Ooh,
we walked
old
by that
fashioned going
Hooters
with
bar
Woodford
too, and-
Reserve.
What's that?
I like. I just read Funky
Well, we were walking
Size
by that.
No, I
comment.
was talking
Sorry,
to
go
Daniel, Tim, not you. I hear you enough.
on. Go for it, Daniel.
I was saying we walked past that Hooters bar, and the S was like
Like flickering.
broken. So
Saggy.
it just said
Oh,
Hooter. We got a good laugh at that.
Nice.
Where like you're gonna go there, and I don't think you're gonna see what you want to see.
Yeah.
You got a singular Hooter.
Just get
Bunch
one.
of breast cancer victims.
That's
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey,
Too
I-
dark. Too dark.
The Martin Wallace. They'd be a bunch of whiskey, really.
a Martini Wallace.
Oh,
Yeah.
Martini Wallace,
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Martini with
There you
whiskey,
go.
whiskey, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you can make a martini with whiskey. That's not how
You
martini.
can do anything you want, Tim.
Oh, that's fair. Dave Rossi said he played Martin Wallace's prototype, and he told me I put the C in clusterfuck.
The first one or the second one?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe both.
The luster fuck.
The luster.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring it back in. Let's get into some of the best or our favorite games
Yeah.
we
Favorite
played
game.
at Gen Con.
All right. As always, we'll start with Bob, go clockwise, and finish with me. So we're gonna start with Bob's number 5.
I forgot you redid those. That's fine. It's great. I love it. All right. So actually, my number 5, we did mention we played a lot of prototypes. It's going to be a Dino duo. Andrew Styles has kind of been on a kick here lately with some dinosaur games. I played one of his that's nearing the end of production, and one of his that's still a rough prototype, co-designed with friend of the show, Brandon Young. I'm talking about Digging for Dinos and Dino Scores.
Mhm.
So those are two different games. Digging for Dinos is his game he's doing with 3WS, where you've got like this tableau of dino pieces, and you have two workers, and your workers are one of them is going to have like a diagonal. Actually, well, they both have diagonal on one side and then or orthogonal on the other. And then when you move it the according direction, you flip it over. So the first time it's going to move orthogonal, the next time it's going to move diagonal. And you're going to be, when it leaves a piece, that means he's dug up that part. You're going to take that dino piece and you're going to be assembling dinosaurs and getting points for it. If you don't get the whole thing built, you are still going to get points for each of those pieces. But it was just a fun little, dinosaur digging up bones kind of a game. And I really enjoyed playing through that. And then the Dino Scores was an interesting, it was like cards and set building and whatnot. And it had like meat and fruit and leaves and all these different like symbols that they eat. And you have a stack of dinosaur cards and you have 3 out at a time. And they each kind of like let you collect cards in different manners. And you're trying to do like set collection with those by getting like runs and of a kinds. And those things are worth different amounts of points. It was still a very rough prototype. It was literally like pieces of paper over magic cards, which was great because I was like lifting up the pieces of paper and seeing what magic cards were underneath there. But I think it's going to be a fun little game when they finally finish it. So,
What was really funny is when we were playing that game,
we made it super sneaky.
Andrew and Brandon were very concerned because we were so quiet while we were playing, and we're never quiet when we play board games.
Right.
But it was like we were really trying to dig in, right? And like really think about the mechanics, because we're like, oh, they're going to want feedback. I want to give them good feedback about this. And yeah, Bob was busy stealing Eric's cards.
I was. Well, that 11 leaf that I stole, actually both of them, so he couldn't get either one. That won me the game because otherwise he would have had a lot more points than I did because his run would have been bigger than mine.
Fair.
Yeah. That's how you play.
And for a game with a really simple rule set, there was kind of a lot to consider. There's a lot of different
crunch per
set
rule
collecting. And I thought it was funny that as soon as we finished playing, and I enjoyed playing it, Andrew Styles looks at me and says, "All right, Mike. So why did you hate it?"
Oh yeah.
No, I was thinking a lot. I was trying to like play well. This is
Mark-
a good thing.
Mike has a RBF, so he just
He
looks
does. You gotta
angry.
take that into account. Yep, that's
Yeah.
Mike having fun.
Yeah.
That's me thinking, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that smell was?
Oh snap. This would be on my list
No,
if
that
I
was the
were
White Castle.
adding prototypes. Oh my god, you guys
That was
are
bad.
so rookies with the White Castle. I eat White Castle, no problem. You guys
You
sound
still have
like
that truck driver gut. You can digest anything.
that's true.
Yeah.
You guys sound like a old vaudeville fart act, like going through. Burp, 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 burp. Anyways, okay, so I got a tie for my number 5,
That's what I had.
and but I played a new game and a published game. They're both published, but one I own brought to the con to play. I'll talk about the new one first, and that was Ubibo. Where you have like these chopsticks and you have these decks of cards with the player colors in there. And the cards all have somebody's finger on it. And what you are trying to do,
They look way better than we were.
yeah, no doubt. Depending on the number of players determines how many chopsticks you need to get through to win. We never won. We played multiple times. Those balls you can use if you want to play like on hard mode. But yeah, so like basically you're going to draw a card, and if I'm blue and I draw yellow, pinky, well, now I've got to connect a chopstick from one of my fingers to Bob's pinky. And then Mike will draw a card, and then he might have to connect a chopstick from one of his fingers to maybe my thumb, or maybe Bob's pinky, or maybe Bob's middle finger. And so you're constantly, as everybody's going and drawing cards and you can only use one hand, you're constantly trying to make these things fit. And then you have to like maintain a decent amount of pressure and then not make stupid jokes and make each other laugh while you're playing. Cause that was our downfall every time. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And Joy,
Like,
maybe not in that order.
hands.
Yeah. I enjoyed the heck out of this. I thought it was super fun and really difficult. But Ubibo was awesome.
Yeah. It's like finger twister.
And I'm really glad I bought it because it's a great party game, right? A good time. And then a game that was really fun until everybody ganged up on me and made sure that I lost. My sister's included in that group, was Outrun the Bear. I got to play Outrun the Bear with some people, with Brandon and Julia, me, and then somebody else. I forget who else played Outrun the Bear with us. I don't think it was Saki, but it could have been Saki. Maybe it was Saki. Anyways, so we played Outrun the Bear. I inevitably got eaten by the bear. And but in this game, you're playing cards and you're moving. You're going to move so many spaces, and you've got these cards you can play. Well, the cards go to the discard pile. And the bad thing is that the cards have a numerical value in this bear print up at the top. And so depending on how far you are, tells you how many cards you're going to draw from the discard pile. So you are seeding the discard pile with basically bear movement cards. So like the more powerful the card you play, the more it's going to move the bear. And this game was super fun. It's really lighthearted and really goofy. And even on the last day of the show, Bob and I swung by their booth and we got a picture working their booth. And then this poor innocent couple with a young child walked up and they're like, "Oh, can you tell us about Outrun the Bear?" And Sam was like, "Do you want to hear about it from the content creator or the game designer?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't care." So I gave the pitch for Outrun the Bear. And Sam filmed it. And then I was like, "Well, how did I do?" And he's like, "You did great." And then they bought it. So I'm going to take credit for that sale. I sold at least one unit.
And they had all of us sign the box.
And then they had all of us sign the box.
Oh,
Ty
nice.
signed the box. Sam signed it.
We didn't design it, but we signed it.
Yeah, it's almost like
Right.
we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I
Right.
didn't design the game. I just stayed at a Holiday Inn, not Express. But I had an absolute blast playing Outrun the Bear and giving that little pitch. And then also getting to play Ubibo was awesome. And then, yeah, I see Saki commenting in the Discord. He said his favorite moment was when I got eaten, and I believe he was the reason why I got eaten.
I would like to thank you for letting Tim get eaten.
I kept throwing these delicious hams behind me. I had 2 of them, and then I had car keys, which would allow me to move, but the bear still gets to move. And so I was like, ham, but they kept pushing me back spaces and making me discard cards and stopping me from moving. And I was just like, no. Anyways, I'll run the bear. Super fun. Ubibo, crazy fun. Both great.
Is Ubibo is there a solo variant? I feel like there could be.
It'd be hard to draw the card.
That's I think that's a standalone expansion called Meebibo.
I think I'm done. I think that's it.
I think Mike's done.
I think the rundown has run its course.
Shut down the rundown. Where's Chris?
Shut down the rundown.
All right. So, like I said, for my number 5, I didn't play very many games. I could talk about like a one from last year that I played this year, of course. But I was like, I'm going to talk about the ones I had the most fun with, see what you guys want me to talk about. So, one of my favorite games of all time is Unmatched, and I play in a very unique format tournament there. So I could talk about that. Or I can talk about Marvel Multiverse, the role-playing game. I got to demo that. Or the new hotness, Peanuts, The Doctor's End. Which,
wow.
What would you do with Unmatched?
So you guys want to hear an older game, role-playing game, or one that just came out?
Did you say you tried a different format of Unmatched?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to talk about Unmatched. So it's called Unmatched Blitz. So if you've played a tournament at Gen Con, then you might have experienced it. But the idea is you are given 3 characters. You draft them, snake draft or whatever. And then the first person to 3 points is going to win. And you get a point by killing somebody. When you kill somebody's character, they will immediately spawn their second character. So it is just this like game of attrition, and you just keep going and going on the same map using the same cards. I did manage to win that one, which made it extra fun, but we got to play with 2 really great sports, me and my the Red Square John. We joined in the tournament, and we all were playing with from the new set, there you go, it's kind of a new game because we got to play from the Legends, what is it called? Legends of Volume 3. What's it called? Oh, I forget. Whatever. The newest one that they come out, the Volume 3 one, where they had, there it is. He just passed it. Okay, doesn't matter. They had Battle of Legends. There we go. I had a mind freeze there. But the Volume 3, it has Pandora in it. It had Loki, not the Marvel Loki, just the normal Loki, not as cool as Marvel Loki, but still cool. And his special thing is he would make you take cards into your opponent's hands, and you would have to play that card, which would deal damage to yourself. And the reason you're playing your card that will do damage to yourself is because that is David Rossi. That is not what I said.
Well. Now, make sure you see Di's disclaimer. Yeah, she does not claim him.
Oh man, okay.
That's what Bob was playing at Hooters.
The Doctor's in.
Oh dear. Anyways, Loki, you had to play the cards because if you don't, he would do extra damage to you. So that was really cool. And then Pandora had a separate box that you would flip through, and it was like kind of your pressure luck. Not really interested in that one. And then I played from some Witcher set. But yeah, the Blitz format was a blast. It took like 1.5 hours for anyone to die, and then it took 30 minutes for the next like 9 people to die. It was kind of crazy how it escalated so quickly, but it was fun, and I actually recommend trying that format if you're an Unmatched fan.
It sounds fun.
There you go.
I like games where you've got it's almost like a tag team thing where you've got like multiple characters, and then but it's not just like last man standing. It's like you're getting kill counts, right? Like I do that like in Magic sometimes. If you're playing a big game, if you're just doing last person standing, then it can take a really long time. But if you're doing kill counts, you have more aggressive play. It makes things more exciting, and people are trying to actually, progress the game instead of stall.
Yeah, and I also think it's an interesting dynamic too, because like if you're like, okay, this guy has 8 health left, and I have a card that can do 7 damage, so even if he doesn't have any block in his hand, I'm still not going to kill him. So should I even hit him? because I don't want to set it up for somebody else to kill them. So there was like a different way of thinking about it that you normally wouldn't. Like, as in, I'm not going to kill this person. Like, that's normally what you're going to do in a match. You're going to go and you're going to go hard and you're going to beat that person and it's over. So this was a unique way of thinking. Definitely recommend it. Check it out.
Sweet.
Right on. Ginger asked, that Ginger said, I'm afraid to ask, but are these the zero platform tumbling dice Rossies? And that they are.
Indeed.
They are legendary in their own way. They
we'll
are unmatched.
They are.
We'll save that story for later.
Yeah.
Oh, we
I'm
will.
curious how their anniversary coin flip went. If they're gonna, go another year, or if
Well, they're still married, so they must have decided to go for another
I
year.
mean, that's true, but there is like a cooling off period when you file. Trust me, I've done it twice.
Oh my gosh. I'm next week is my coin flip with my wife.
Woof. Good luck.
She wants to
Ooh.
stay married to me.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good for you.
Ugh, it'll be 15 years next
Wow.
week. Holy crap.
Damn. All right then.
All right.
Exciting.
I'm excited. I don't think she's excited, but I'm
Not
excited.
as excited about it as you are.
Also, I want to point out I've gotten 2 subscribers since I've been on the show with you guys. So thank you. And
Hey,
around the
board
board game rundown bump.
Yeah.
That's the bump. We may not.
I'm going to
get
give you guys the credit. I have no idea for sure, but you
Oh
get
yeah.
it.
Any sales, bumps, anything you get during show hours is attributed to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we take
the
that.
credit
Go.
even if we
Just
should.
lost 3. No.
No, now they're gone.
Well, those don't count.
Yeah. That's all on you, man. We didn't do it. We had
Yeah,
nothing to do with that.
Right.
It must have been the penis jokes. All right.
All right, Rice.
Okay. My number 5. Bob and I got a chance to check out this game. And I remember talking a little bit about it during our Gen Con preview, but we got to sit in on enough of a demo for me to put this at my number 5. And it's Last Lantern from
okay.
Wonderful World Board Games. I really enjoy polyomino games, and this one I like to see designers that are doing new and unique things, and that's what's happening in this game. This is a cooperative polyomino game, and basically you've got an action selection wheel. We're going to put out a polyomino next to each one of these resources, and then you can discuss which polyomino you're going to take. Then you're going to move your action wheel simultaneously and secretly to the one that you're going to end up taking. And hopefully you all take a different one. Then you're going to take that polyomino and the matching resource here, and you're going to put it and start stacking it up. Now, the thing is that each player has a section that they can use. So the player on this side can only use these 3 squares, this column here, these 3 columns, and then they're going to share this tan column here with the player that's allowed to place in these 3 columns. So you can only overlap this player by this 1 column here. And so you're trying to completely fill these sections until you cross one of these lines. As soon as you cross one of these lines, all of this extra space that you have not filled becomes one of these little black things that's going to go into a bag and cause bad things to start happening. So you have to cooperatively select the polyominoes that are going to fill the space the best and also avoid these blank spaces. I thought the idea of cooperative polyominoes was really clever, and the action selection, the simultaneous, and how you're able to talk about it until it's time to actually pick your polyomino. I just thought it was really clever. We played a 3-player game with one of the people at the booth. We played about half of it, and I was just like, yeah, this is really cool. I can't wait to play a full game of this. That was enough for me to put it on my list here.
So just to kind of clarify a little bit. So the resources are that bunny, snail, and owl at the bottom. And you're allowed to talk about the pieces that you want and need before the pieces are actually drawn. And then once those polyominoes are actually drawn and put out there, you can't talk anymore and you select them. And then gaining those resources, the bunny, the snail, and the owl, allow you to do like extra moves. Because like Mike's saying, once you cross that line, you've got this bag building element where you have a bag of the yellow and the black fireflies. And you are filling that up with those fireflies. And if you're doing bad things, like the black ones are going in there, and the yellow ones, as you progress through the game, you're adding more yellows in, and you're pulling those out to fill in all those spaces that you miss. And then you can spend your resources to get like smaller pieces, like little 1 squares, 2 squares, 3 squares, to kind of go back and replace those fireflies with those and get those back in the bag so that you can redraw them. Because if you ever get 4 of the black ones out at one time, you lose. And then also there was another lose condition, which I'm not remembering what the other lose condition is.
I don't remember either.
But yeah, I really like this one. Actually, Thursday I was walking around, and we had talked about this on our preview. And I started talking to the guy. It was like the very beginning of the show. It was before anything even opened. And he showed it to me a little bit, and we set up a meeting for him on Saturday. And then I went to talk to him Saturday, and like he kind of remembered me, but it'd been a long show for him. It's just a little 3-person company. They're from Taiwan, super nice people. But then once we started talking, he started clicking like, oh yeah, that's right, the whiskey guys, yeah. And but they're super nice. They have this game they had coming out. They have another game coming out that is like almost like a tower defense with 3 little pigs.
Castle Raisers.
What is it?
Castle Raisers.
Yeah. That's got some really cool presence because you're actually building this like tower up, and the wolves are coming in from different areas. You're trying to fight them off. Yeah, those are your action selections. They're like little lanterns, which are super cute. And they have another one that's going to be, I think, kickstarting next January, February, but it's about dragons that Tim had noticed. And it's like Dragonarium or something like that. And it's almost like a King Domino, and you're kind of working your worker around this like rondelle sort of. And as you go around, you're putting all these eggs down. Once it's like kind of completely surrounded, you're hatching the eggs and putting out these dragons and doing these ones are all red, and you're getting points for all the red ones in a row and whatnot. And so it looks pretty interesting.
Every game in their booth, all 3 of them, all looked really interesting and really good. So that was a good find. And Phil, I believe his name was. He was awesome. Phil. He was super nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this game out now?
They've sold some at the convention, and I think next month is when it's actually getting in stores. So,
okay,
yeah,
it looks super cool. I'm putting it on my wish list.
Yep, nice.
Yeah, really,
very often.
Really fun art too. But yeah, all their games kind of had a cute look to it. That Castle Raisers had some really fun table presence too, as you're sort of building upwards on this castle and then doing some tiling as well. But very unique mechanisms here, and always fun to highlight these kind of new to us publishers that maybe people aren't aware of.
I'm glad you put that on there, Mike. We didn't play the full game, so I left it off. That's why I left it off. Otherwise, I totally would have thrown it on there.
I thought I played enough to go, hey, this is fun, and I can't wait to play it again. And I just wanted to give them a shout out while we're doing this. So
nice. Awesome.
Keep your eye on Wonderful World board games from Taiwan.
Sweet.
All right, let's jump back to Bob for number 4.
All right, my number 4. I have Mike to thank for this. And my copy is on the way with free shipping, but Dirt and Dust was, I know. So that's the nice thing about going first is I get to steal all of Mike's games. Dirt and Dust was great. We did get to play on the 50-yard line in Lucas Oil. And this is like a deck builder where you're rolling dice and using the dice to kind of action selection. At the end of your turn, all the cards are going to slide down your board. And it's just got some really neat mechanisms. So it's got like a static market. And so that way you're not like trying to hem and haw about what you're going to buy. All the turns are simultaneous. It didn't feel super racing to me, right? Because there's no track that you're going around or anything. But it's got some really neat mechanisms because, when you're doing like rally stuff and you're listening, people are driving and they're talking, all right, you have a 3-7 hairpin coming up, do this. You have and so you're kind of like planning out the track. And so you're kind of like doing that as you're putting your little stopwatches on each piece of the track. And then each round, those are going to slide down. And when it slides off the board, you'll get points if you have your, depending on where you're at, like you're going to get points because there's a going fast and a going slow on your board. It's kind of hard to see. So the little car at the top of the board up there, it's got it's got like numbers. And as you put your little stopwatch down on these pieces on the track, it'll have like the little yellow arrows like left or right, and so your car is going to swerve left or right. And on the top of that player board up there, the ones up top are bigger. So if you're moving 3, you're going to slide all the way over to one side, and at the bottom, if you're going slower, you've got like more control over the car. There you go. That's a better shot of it. So like up top, you can see there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces across the top, but down at the bottom, there's twice as many. So you're not like swerving so much across the track. And then you can like voluntarily take some damage and roll those damage dice to gain some more traction. You're getting these wrenches that you're going to use to manipulate the dice, and you're also so then just bother you for heat.
He's talking about Brandon.
I do like some heat.
No shame in that. I do that all the time. I bother Bob to play his games.
This is so you get these wrenches, and you're using the wrenches to buy the cards. You're also using the wrenches to manipulate the pips on your dice. You got these cards that you can get that give you these boost dice that give you an extra die to roll for the round, and it was just a really neat like way to do a racing game. So it felt unique as far as racing games go.
So how do you win in this game? Is it points? Or?
It's points, yeah. So as you're doing things and completing these tasks on the track, because the track's that middle. So you see those like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the middle. Those are basically the things that are happening on the track. And so each round, those are going to slide down and slide off the board. And then as that slides down, you're going to get points for having your little pip on there. I don't know. Stopwatch. You kind of see
the marker.
The bottom, the yellow.
I'll just add a couple things about this one because I love racing game, and Heat has become one of my all-time favorite games. This game doesn't feel like a racing game at all. And in fact, there is no racing whatsoever. You literally have 10 rounds to score the most points.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. I found the mechanisms really, really solid. I was very engaged, very combo-licious, lots of ways to reactivate cards and everything. I had a blast playing this game, and I'm not going to take it off my list, Bob.
Okay. No, I figured you wouldn't. Because what's neat, too, is those cards, when you activate them, they've got 2 different sides. So, like, some of them you can just activate with tokens that you have, or some of them you have to activate with the dice. And then depending on if you're in the fast or the slow, you'll get, like, a different ability to give you different resources. There you go. So, like, that card, like, on top, that Fenric Kovacs. So, if you're in the yellow, you're going to gain 2 extra traction. And then depending if you're in the front or the back, well, it looks like it's the same thing. You're going to get 1 wrench, right? And then use those resources. So it was interesting. It was unlike any other racing game I've played. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out if you won anything, Bob?
I talked to them. I didn't actually make it to the Alibi or Albi booth to see. So I kind of just let it go.
Couple other things I'll add real fast. If you like any of those popular racing games, Heat or Flamme Rouge or Rallyman, any of them, this is not going to replace any of them. It plays like no other racing game I've ever played. Because again, it's not really a racing game, it's just racing themed.
Yeah.
And also this is the same designer as Cut No Hora, which is a pretty popular CGE game. So I was hoping to meet him, but I didn't catch him at all, either at the booth or at the demos.
Don't worry, Mike. I won't tell you about the promo cards the guy gave me at the booth.
That's true. You could wait. You could wait for when Mike's talking about it, then you can tell him about it.
Okay. Good pick. I'll wait till then.
All right. So my number 4 is a little game from Button Shy that Brandon and his crew showed me late Saturday night while we're drinking. And it's like, man, I should really go back to the room, but why not play at least 1 or 2 more games? And I am talking about In Vino Morte. This game was so much fun. So, Button Shy, it's just a little envelope with cards. And there are 2 types of cards. There's poison cards and there's wine cards. And so one person is going to be the dealer, and they have to give everyone 1 card, and you have to have at least 1 wine, and you have to have at least 1 poison. Other than that, you can mix it up any way you want, and you can give anybody any card you want face down. And then you're going to discuss on your turn, do you want to drink the wine that is in front of you, or do you want to exchange that with somebody else? So you're going to go around on your turn. You're going to choose to swap with somebody, or you're going to choose to drink. If you choose to drink, you flip your card over. If it's wine, you live till the next round, if there is one. If it is poison, you have chosen poorly, and you die. And it goes around until everybody has drunk. If there's anybody still alive, then you pass the deck to somebody who hasn't dealt yet, that's still alive, and then they must distribute cards again, at least one poison, at least one wine. And so if it's down to 2, there's one poison, one wine, and eventually you've got to figure out when you're going to drink and when you're not. And that's the game. I mean, it's all just social, trash talk, and just be big and loud and boisterous with it. So, you could say group dependent, but I love these kind of games because it takes nothing to explain it and to play it. And it's very easy to re-rack. It's very easy. This is one of those games where also like it lends itself to the conversation like afterwards. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh my God, I was going to switch, but then I didn't because I forgot which one I gave you and I didn't remember. And, so there's all kinds of stuff like that. Right. So just shout out to not just Button Shy for putting out an awesome game, but to, again, Brandon and his crew for making me play it, and then Brandon making sure I knew where to find it so I could scoop a copy up for me and my sister. So in Vino Morte was excellent and super fun. Really loved it.
So big problem with this game, Tim. I bought it and I stuck it in my pocket, and now I'm not sure what I did with it.
Oh no,
it's so small.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I played this for the first time at Origins with Gugliano and the Rossies. So there you go.
Oh, right on. Did you like it then?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You're playing with a good crew at the very least.
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
So what happens if you built up immunity to the poison?
Yeah.
Oops, all poison.
Wow.
Well, the good thing is it's not iocane powder, so
okay.
You're okay.
Impossible then.
Impossible.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable, even. Yes, you've bested my giant, so surely I cannot drink the cup in front of you.
Keep on using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
You've bested my swordsman, so you know that man is mortal. So clearly you should put the poison as far away from you as possible. All righty. Sorry, Daniel. Please continue. I'll go all day.
No, you're good.
You seem a decent fellow.
If that game, did it only have 2 cards in it?
No.
No, there's a slew of them.
No. Yeah.
That was the only photos I could find.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So my number 4 is I'll say is the game of my con because it's the one I played the most and I've gotten played the most since. And it's a small little card game that plays a little bit like Challengers, but has been much more successful and accepted a lot better in my group, and that is Fliptoons. This is a little game from Thunderworks. It kind of looks like Cuphead, that kind of cartoony look. And they call it a card battler. That's like what Challengers is. But what makes this one unique and maybe even probably better and the best out of all of these is that you have to flip over 6 cards, and that's the entire turn. You're flipping over these 6 cards and you want to get the best hand you can possibly get in these 6 cards. So every time you buy a card or destroy a card, you're kind of trying to get that perfect 6 card combo to the point where no matter what comes out, you've got the best result. So sometimes you can have a really good deck where you are in the goal of the game is to in one flip get 30 fame points. So those fame points you are also using to actually buy cards and to dismiss cards from your deck. So early on you'll be getting like 5 to 15 points, but then like by turn 4 or 5 you're getting 20, and then eventually you're going to hit that 30 magical 30 number. And then once you hit 30, everyone's going to play one more time. So just because you flipped well the first time, you have to flip well the second time as well. So it constantly encourages you to keep a very small deck and a very synergetic deck as well, because you want it to be able to work no matter how you flip the cards out, because you don't get to control that part. So that's the auto battler part. So we played this game like 4 times. Then I came home and we played it at our Monday night game night, and the people there hate challengers. Well, it's 50-50. Actually, if you really want to watch a good episode of Around the Board, go watch where we reviewed Challengers, because it blows our friend's Chris's mind. He's convinced that it's not a real game and that everyone who likes it is just pulling one big practical joke on him. Anyways, Fliptoons is so much better, and yeah, it was great. I got to play with the designer as well. And also, I like that it was from Thunderworks, which usually does role playing and that whole fantasy genre world. So it's nice that they're kind of breaking out from that, because while I like role player and cartographers, that art isn't doing much for me. And every time I see one of their new games, I'm kind of like, it's in that weird world, and I'm like, I'm not really excited. This one got me excited because they make good games, and as I commented in the chat, I'm a shallow gamer. You gotta make it look good, and that cartoony art is it just sung to me. I wanted it. But yeah, Fliptoons, great game.
So for whatever reason, I never looked into this one. I wasn't sure what to think. I actually really enjoy Challengers, though. So when you tell me that it's similar, I'm interested. I actually really like the deck building aspect to that. And it's also very much worth mentioning that the designer of this designed Cartographers and Stone Spine Architects, 2 games I really enjoy. So he keeps hitting home runs. Jordy Audit.
He really does. I didn't know he was the cartographer designer. I love cartographers. Favorite verb and verb game by far. But yeah, no, Fliptoons, if you enjoy Challengers, it doesn't have that like head-to-head aspect to it, but it has that like that every turn adding a new card to your deck and just refining it and making it better and better. And this one does it probably the best, in my opinion.
Shit on, I gotta check it out.
I really got to go check this one out for sure. You sold me on it.
Yeah. Tim, your sister ever find her copy?
Hey.
Yeah, she did.
Good.
Yeah, none of us picked this up.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it, but I gave it to Julia. She bought.
Okay.
I bought it for her.
That's what I thought.
All right. Well, Mike, what's your number 4?
Back to me.
Is it?
This is kind of one where I wasn't sure where to go. I kind of want to steal one of Bob's picks here.
Good luck.
But this is not the version. Hold on. Let me find the right version, because that ain't it.
Here we go.
There we go.
He had all that time.
Well, I just started looking. I don't start looking while he's still talking. All right. So
that would be rude.
I didn't realize there was more than one version of this. So let's get an Oink game on this list. And I'm going to talk about Dying Message.
Nice.
This was a very clever game. One I remember talking about in the preview, thinking, okay, this is unique. How is this going to work? Bob picked it up, and then we're just walking the hall during some free time. We run into Yuval Grinspun. He's like, hey, you mind if I tag along with you? Not at all. Let's continue to stroll. And then we sit down and we play Dying Message.
You gotta share that picture.
I'm looking for it.
Huh?
Do you have it, Mike?
I could dig it up. I'd have to go through. Hold on,
Mike. You talk while Bob looks for it.
I'll send it in the messenger.
No, I have it. It is.
Yeah, but it's bad TV to watch you look for it. If Bob can just.
Well, I know that's why I hid me looking for it. There you go. So just like that, this is Yuval dying, and he's sending us a message. And he's trying to get us to figure out who the suspect was. But so me and Bob we have to like look away and not see what he's doing. Meanwhile, he's secretly taking these different hint clue cards. And that's good stuff right there. Suddenly concerned about bad TV. Love it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There you go. Love it. So he's secretly moving this stuff around and moving these cards around, and he's trying to give us a hint as to which one of these people actually killed him. Funny story, in the book, it tells you that the round doesn't start until the victim makes a dying noise. So, of course, the round starts with somebody going, or however you wish.
Arr! Yeah.
Then
No,
you've got
ow.
2 minutes and only 2 minutes to figure out, based on this, which one of these people actually killed your friend. And it's kind of clever how you lay some of this stuff out. These cards will give you sort of a little bio about those characters, and you use that bio to sort of, you think they're reaches, but then you realize no, that's actually what he meant here. And so you're making these really sort of stretched deductions that will lead you to the proper killer. And we played this like I think 3 times, so that each one of us was going to be the clue giver.
Yeah.
And this was not really like anything I had played before. It's very unique, and I had fun playing this one.
Yep, that was fun. Trying to decide, like, well, he didn't use these clues, but he used these clues, because a lot of the
Yes.
In the giving of the clues is not so much what cards you use, but what cards didn't you use. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he kept these out. And I remember saying things like, okay, well, he didn't put the money in. So this is somebody that doesn't make that much money, because it gives you their occupations on these cards.
Mhm.
So I remember, like, for example, we kept out the chef, the
Mhm.
hairdresser. We're like, well, it can't be them. They don't typically make that much money. I'm trying to remember exactly which one it was. I think it was I don't remember exactly. It doesn't matter. But yeah, very clever ways to give clues in this game, and just found it very unique and worth chatting about.
Mike.
Dying Message.
Humor my
From-
nerd heart and show David's comment. You wouldn't carve Og, you just say it. Oh, perhaps he was dictating.
Dictating.
Love it.
R in the back of the throat. Ooh. No, ooh, as in surprise and alarm. Oh, you mean more like oh, yes. Oh.
It's never not funny. I don't care.
It's great.
Second
It's
only
one of our-
to, I didn't know you were cold, Dennis.
You were called it. Love that one.
We have one of our new friends from the G3 boardroom
Hey.
Hey.
making fun of us for being tired for sitting and walking at the same
G3
time.
boardroom. I did. They will be guests soon. We just got to make sure we've got a good time.
Yep, we'll get the timing down.
Yeah, they were the first pick. I was the backup pick.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not enjoying this, it could have been G3 boardroom. Could have been.
Oh, what could have been?
But if you're not enjoying this, I don't know why you're here, because it's the same. We domineer over our guest every week
It's
anyways.
the same shtick every week. I don't know.
Yeah. Our guests are just nice enough to tolerate our BS.
The
I
accuracy
I was
in here.
purposefully, I was like, I'm going to talk a lot less on this show than I did the last one, because I think we went like 3 hours plus.
Well,
Happens.
I was like, I
It
won't talk
happens.
about comic books. We'll be fine.
It does happen. I was hoping to keep this one under that 3-hour mark as well.
you'll have to do, Daniel, for your next time on, is do like top 5 comic book characters.
Oh, yeah. Let's do. Go. If you want a 4-hour show, we can do
Mike can't wait.
Put that in your pocket. Save it.
I have nothing against comics, but I never read them. I only know them from the movies.
That's fine.
I
You
mean,
can pick all movie
fine.
characters. It's totally
Same.
fine.
The
I'll
only
just secretly
comic
judge
series
you
I ever
for it,
read
but it'll be
is
fine.
not popular. So
Even better, Bob can be the hipster in that show then.
Ooh.
all right.
No, that dying message looks really cool. I put it on my want list. Hey, you're 2 for 2 right now, Mike.
Hey, nice.
So there you
It's
go.
yeah, it was fun. It's clever. It's kind of one of those games where, like, when people figure it out, it's like high fives all around the table. Like, yes, it makes you
Nice.
feel clever for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm smart.
All right,
That
let's
looks like murder in Hong Kong, but maybe a little quicker. A
yeah.
little more precise.
Yeah, and it's not like a social deduction-y, right? Because it's not like there's somebody on the table
Co-op.
doing it. You're
Ah.
picking. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
co-op. So
I kind of am sad I forgot about that dying message game and didn't go get it, because I would have liked it, I think. But
Well,
I'll
Bob's
just
got
have
a
to
copy,
play
so
Bob's.
You'll live.
Yep.
Well,
Or
unless
I
you're the
won't.
clue giver.
Then I'll leave a message. Yes, there you go.
Exactly. Let's move on.
jamming. All right, so for my number 3, I finally got to play this at 3, and now I want to play it at 4. Age of Atlantis. This was a great game. This was Brandon, who is in Paris. He'll probably see this in about 10 minutes once the airport internet catches up. And Tim, and people kept stopping by. Like,
you didn't play with Brandon. Was
it? Or was it Chris?
You played with Rudder.
It was Chris. I didn't look up the stats. I thought it was Brandon. But you're right. It was Chris. Sorry. Got to play this game with Chris.
Good rewind.
But no, it's great because you're putting up these buildings all around Atlantis. You can use other people's buildings to do stuff, which is great. And when Tim and I had played this, by ourselves, he was mad because I just kept using his temple and I refused to build my own. And at least this way, with more people, other people were building more buildings, and we were able to go and do more stuff. And Tim was being a jerk and using all my buildings, forcing me to use his and pay him victory. Well, not pay him victory points, but he was getting victory points from me doing that. You're trying to keep these armies from coming in, so it's a semi-co-op, because if they tear down a building or they breach the wall, Poseidon gets mad and floods the whole territory and destroys everything. But this game's fantastic. I almost lapped them in my scoring. I was just kicking butt. I will try a different faction next time if it will appease you.
This game sucks.
But I was very nervous when we first went to play, because it has those little dice and they're small and they're wooden, and I was like, oh, I do not want to have to roll this die. But you don't. They're just workers, and you're pipping them up and down basically on how happy they are, or if they're Atlanteans with swords, you can go out into the wild and whatnot. But you're building those. You're going through different eras. You're building technologies. You're creating new workers. You've got these mythics that you can put out on the board that have these like crazy abilities, and there's just not much to dislike. And people take notes, because this game is kind of crunchy, and the rule book is like a sheet. It is easy. Very concise. It's very good. There were never any like, well, does it mean this? Does it mean that? It's just very clear on how everything is done, and it's done well. So,
do you often pip out your workers?
Always.
Just curious.
As often as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
you gotta pip the workers
pip them out, man. Make them work for you.
Pipping ain't easy.
That's right. Pipping ain't easy.
Now Daniel's getting into it. Uh-oh. It's after 9:00. The switch.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
The
first time I ever seen this game was I was at a game store and I saw some people playing it, and I got game snobby. I did. I'd never seen this game, and I saw it, and I was like, that looks like some Kickstarter piece of garbage that they were tricked into backing, because it had a giant figure in the middle.
Yep.
So, but ever since then, specifically this year, I've been hearing a lot about this game. So it must have been a slow burn, but I think it's finally getting some traction.
Yeah, like 2022, it kind of came out like under the radar. Never heard of it. Tim kind of picked it up on a flyer. And it was really good, because that big figure in the middle, that Poseidon statue, you roll the die each turn, and he changes like areas, and he like blesses that area. So when you take actions on an area, you get like a bonus free action, and it felt super thematic, and it was a bunch of fun.
Bob, this was kind of a showstopper, right? I mean, we were playing it, and people kept stopping and like taking pictures and looking at it, and all kinds of stuff. People were constantly stopping and like, what is this? Like, what is that? Like, but yeah, I'm really, really, really glad. Cause Bob and we were going to try to play it at Origins. It kind of never happened. And I told Bob, like, look, I'm bringing it and we're playing it. And, we roped in our buddy, Chris, who's always a good sport and pretty much down to play anything, but I'd like to think he had a good time playing it too. But yeah, so anyways,
you taught it and I didn't teach it and then blow you guys out of the water.
No doubt. Yeah. Eric, somebody should use that for a first player token.
They should, like in some sort of a Greek related,
really end up prototyping or something like that would be a cool thing to use for sure.
It would be. All right, so my number 3, I actually didn't play in the hall. I played it in our hotel lobby. I was hanging out with Brandon and Saki. We were kind of going through a bunch of games, and then Brandon goes, "Oh, hey, did you bring Age of Atlantis?" And I was like, "I sure did." I said, "I'm playing it tomorrow with Bob, but if you guys want to play it right now, I will." So I had to run to Pandasaurus. We had an awesome meeting with Pandasaurus and their marketing people, and then after that, Brandon and Saki and I went over to the hotel. I grabbed it out of my car. We drank some whiskey. I ate a sandwich, and we played Age of Atlantis in the lobby. And then I played it again the next day with Bob and Chris. And that's how much I like this game, right? It's a heavier worker placement game. Everything Bob just said, but the choices are really interesting. It's really unique. I don't have any game like this in my collection. And even though I got smoked by Bob, which sucks, I still have a great time playing. And yes, I have the version with the metal Poseidon Pablo, which means I have that extra plastic Poseidon, which I could use as a first player marker in other games if I were so inclined. But this game's badass. I love it. It's really good. And one of my favorite games I have played this year. So when we get to that list, pin it because you know that I'm going to talk about it, and it is 100% making it into my top 50, along with another hot game that I played this year, but I won't talk about it tonight because I didn't play it at Gen Con. So, Age of Atlantis, my number 3 as well.
Nice.
So easy pass over to Daniel.
Yeah. See, there's my co-host John. He wants me to talk about peanuts.
Peanuts.
But I'm not.
Does anybody want a peanut?
We don't need any more. There's a lot of that reference going around.
I want to say I really like John's last name, Theismann.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How would you say it?
Well, he probably pronounces it the correct way, which is Theismann. But if you're trying to win a trophy, you need to say Theismann.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. So we've known John for like 10 years, and then all of a sudden we started doing this, maybe less than 10 years, but still we started doing this podcast, and we call him Theismann because, like, why wouldn't you? And then all of a sudden his brother comments and goes, "Why do you keep using the wrong name?" So come to find out, John decided to change his last name to Theismann, unbeknownst to his family when he was a teenager. So,
shoot!
While he goes by Theismann, everyone else goes by Theismann or whatever it is.
Oh, sure.
Theismann. I was going to say it's the Isman.
Well, so Joe Theismann.
I'm a horrible speller. That's what I do.
At Notre Dame, he changed his name to Theismann, didn't change it legally. He just started telling everybody that it was pronounced Theismann to rhyme with Heisman because it was campaigning to win the Heisman Trophy. So hopefully John's a Notre Dame fan. I'll just say that. Let's go. And if he's not, that's okay. I'm going to pretend like he is.
There we go. Whatever. He'll appreciate that. I love that reference. So that's great. All right. So despite John wanting me to talk about peanuts, the doctor is in. I'm not going to. I'm going to talk about the much more interesting Stone Meyer game Vantage. We've hinted about it earlier in the episode, and I got to play it on day 0. Busted that out. I didn't buy it at the con actually, but I brought it because I always give my friends a hard time. I'm like, you can't just bring games to this con where you're buying a bunch of new games. You buy the games, you play the games, right? Well, Vantage was, it's a Gen Con release, so it belonged. So I brought it and we played it. And Vantage is a lot of fun, but it is going to be for very specific people. If you do not like Tales of Arabian Nights, or if you don't like a game like Sleeping Gods, you are not going to enjoy this game. It is purely, you see the card that's on the screen right now, you're going to see that card, and you're going to pick one of those 6 actions to do. Those are the 6 colors. And somebody's going to read from a book, and it's going to say 3 salvage, and you roll 3 dice. There's ways to mitigate the dice. There's a way to absorb the dice, but that's all you're doing. And you will always succeed. No matter what you do, you will succeed. It just matters how poor you did or how well you did in that success. The game really, I guess the point of the game is to kind of continue to play it. it's been described a little bit like a roguelike game where when you start the game, you know nothing about this world. You know nothing at all. But every time you play, you learn a little bit more, and your decisions start becoming a little bit more fulfilling or a little bit more like, oh, I know what to do in this situation. A good example is the first time I played it, there was a flower person in front of me, and our goal was to collect flowers. And one of my options was to talk to the flower person or to pluck. And I was like, well, I have a feeling if I pluck a flower in front of the flower person, things will go poorly. So I'm going to talk. And we talked, and he told me he's so glad I didn't pluck that flower. Well, then my son plays, and he gets that card, and he doesn't explain to me what he's seen. And all of a sudden, he's just like, I'm going to pluck the flower. And we read the option, and he gets cursed. And we're like, was there a flower guy there? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, Brendan, you should have said something. I could have told you, don't pluck the flower in front of the flower guy.
Right.
So that's what kind of game this is. So if none of that sounds fun at all, then like totally pass it. But it's just a really cool story game. You're building this world. You learn a little bit more about it. I saw the Book of Secrets, and I was was informed about the religion of this world. And on one of the cards, I was like, I think I'm encountering a god right now, so I better run away. Normally, I would be like, I don't know, let me shake its hand or something like that. So it's really interesting how this unfolds. And we did play it with 6 players. Unless you're just a really chill, laid back kind of group, I wouldn't recommend it at 6 players. It just takes, even though the turns are really quick, it just takes so long. And maybe the disadvantage of the game is that when you like move to a location, you only get to do one action on that card, and then you have to move on. So on this turn, I do an action. Next turn, I move, and they're very quick. And I'm going to respond to what Philip said. He said Chris from around the board became drunk. So like literally for 6 actions, which was about 2 hours of the game, all he did was drink from a bottle and keep getting drunk. And the game let you do it. He could have chosen to do anything else, but he's just like, I'm going to keep drinking because this thing's going to empty eventually. And he sat there happily drinking until it was empty. But yeah, that's Vantage. So
at least his turns were fast, I guess.
Yeah, they're fast. So we played it with 3 players at Gen Con, one with John, the Red Square, and he doesn't like games like this, and he actually said he would play it again.
Okay.
If he was playing with 6 players, he would not have played it again. So for what this is, it's probably the best game you're going to play in this realm. So if you're on the fence about it, I think you'll like it. If you just hate these games, you might like it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. Definitely play it before you buy it. But if you love story games, best one. Got to go.
Okay.
I didn't think it, like, I didn't know anything about it, but from looking at it, I would not have guessed it was that kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
And there's so many cards and so many choices. I think it's just the limits are just it's just limitless to the possibilities in exploring this world. And there's like a secret pack that on the first play we actually busted it open, which is very unusual. So there's just so much to explore in this game, but it's very basic, incredibly basic.
Oh, there you go. Chris said I would 100% play that game again. I'm assuming he's talking about Age of Atlantis. He said maybe minus Bob because he always wins. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. You play me, you'll win.
I'll play a different faction. I am curious to try because, like I said, I played that faction and those mythics twice now. So
yeah,
I would like to try something.
I did give you that one specifically to try to like help ease you back in because I had the benefit of playing it again the day before.
Yeah.
So and then we were kind of teaching Chris, and I knew you conceptually knew how to play, but just sort of to get that refresher, like speed it up. You already kind of are aware,
familiarized with how the asymmetrical ability of those guys worked. Right.
Also, second G3's comment: do not search the Theismann injury because it's a rough one. But let's just say that Lawrence Taylor was a madman back then, and it's pretty gruesome.
I also heard you should not seek the treasure.
Do not seek the treasure. Right. We thought you got turned into a toad. Speaking of toads, Mike, what's your number 3?
I don't typically
Like,
like story games, but I would really like to try Vantage. Won't buy it, but I would like to play
You
it.
play somebody else's copy at like 3 players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you don't like story games, keep it short and keep it in a small player count, and you might enjoy yourself.
Stop eating that.
Okay, my number 3 is definitely one of the more uniquely themed games I've played in quite some time, and I'm going to talk about Ofrenda.
Ooh.
So this game is probably one of the highest games I've seen lately on my crunch per rule ratio. This is such an easy game to play, but there's a lot to consider on your turn. All you're going to do is take one of these cards from the market here. The first one's free. If you want to take any of the ones after it, you got to put a marigold on the cards in front of it.
Mhm.
Grab that card into your hand, along with optionally taking one of these unlit candles above it. Add it to your hand of 4, and then play one of those cards in your ofrenda. That's it. But how these cards score is so challenging because there's multiple different types of scoring that you're trying to synergize at the same time. Let me just find perfect.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So this particular card here is not flipped over, and you can tell because it sort of has more of the
Black
death
and
art.
white.
It's got a gray scale to the art here. You're trying to satisfy this condition in the bottom left. And when you do that and surround it with cards that are adjacent, meaning here, here, and here, you're going to flip it over to its colored side. This card is saying if I can get 2 purple cards adjacent to it, then I'll flip it over. Well, as you can see, that was not satisfied. So this card did not get flipped over. Some of these others are just trying to get these symbols up at the top adjacent to it. Some of the other ones will say you cannot put certain colors or symbols next to it. And it becomes this really crazy adjacency puzzle you're doing because you're looking at the colors of the cards, you're looking at the symbol at the top of the cards. Meanwhile, you're also trying to grab these unlit candles that also have their own set of requirements, like having 4 orange cards in your entire ofrenda. And then you'll flip that candle over, and then it'll get multiplied by the cards that are flipped over around it. It's just such a simple game, but playing it well, there's just so much to consider just by drafting a card and playing it. I was blown away by how much strategy this game is in a game where you draft a card and play a card, and after 12 cards, the game ends. Fantastic game. I just should have picked it up because of how unique the theme is and how easy it is to play. I didn't, but I know this was published by Osprey, and I'll probably end up grabbing a copy.
Yeah, I saw it the last day. I saw it at the booth, and I thought about picking it up because, yeah, Mike said it's so brain burning. There's like 4 different levels of puzzle you're trying to get together to match up, and like I didn't quite grab like there's ones that'll say like, oh yeah, that one right there. You want those little salt shakers and those purple squares. It's not one or the other around it. No, all of the cards around it have to have one or the other in order to get that card to flip over. And I didn't catch that rule at the beginning. I just thought it had to have one, and so my score ended up being atrocious. But it was very interesting how the way all those different layers of this puzzle you're trying to trigger to get everything to flip over and to score these points and to get all your multipliers. Yeah, it was definitely a high crunch per rule because you're taking a card kind of like Century Spice Road style, right? So if you want one further down, you're adding bits to it to get to the one that you want. You can optionally take a candle from above. You can only hold 3 candles, I think it is. And yeah, it's brain burny for sure.
It's a brain burner for such a simple game. What's the weight on this?
Yeah, well, on the upside though, because like once you like place the marigolds down and you've taken your card, the next person can start going while you're just trying to decide where you want to kind of place that and whatnot, because you can't really affect the board after that. So you do get a little bit of time to try to figure out your turn and kind of keep the game moving. But yeah,
It's a 2.2, but like playing it well is like a 3.8.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Playing the game, sure. Yeah, it's like a 2. If you want to play it well, it's much more difficult.
There's just a lot going on to consider when you play this game. But man, it's so clever. I really like the art, and I just appreciate unique themes. Like this is about the Dia de Muertos, and you're actually making your kind of picture frame wall for your loved ones that have passed on. So I just really appreciate what this game is about and what it's doing, and it's like nothing I've ever played.
Yeah.
So if you really look into this theme and you're honoring your loved ones, you're trying to like have loved ones who die that like special stuff. It's like, oh, I really wish Uncle Joe would have died first. Dang.
You're honoring them by lighting candles in their honor. And
I feel like we've had that conversation in my family. Man, I wish they would have kicked off
first. Next to each other.
Well, Bob really liked the color yellow, so let me make sure I put some yellow portraits around his picture on the wall.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Nothing like it. I should have bought it. I sort of regret that one.
Yeah, they had a cool promo card they were giving away too.
So don't say that.
It was a cat.
Before I hit this next one, I want to thank everybody for liking the new number transitions. Spend a night upgrading our numbers, and I appreciate that it is noticed. Appreciate you guys.
I 100% fully give Mike all the credit, and he deserves all the love and adulation for that. And only that, because he completely sucks otherwise.
That's totally
love you, Mike.
Totally fair. Oh, well, you offended Daniel.
Oh, no.
We lost your camera.
Still hear him. We just don't see him.
We can hear him. But yeah, we clearly
Twitch
offended him.
Cameras. Now we're on laptop cam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have different games.
I'll work on it. You can continue.
No worries. All right. We will get back to Bob for Right on Theme with a Frienda, numero dos.
All right. Number 2.
Tequila on his Ofrenda. Love it.
Cinnamon
Toast Crunch. Good stuff.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Hey, Cinnamon Toast Ken is one of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah.
All right. So for my number 2, I'm expecting crossover. If not here later, because this was the game that got played the most, mostly because it plays in like 6 or 7 minutes. But I actually got to play this game and put it on my TV to broadcast for everybody to watch.
Allow me to say you're welcome.
Resolved. I'm not listening. But Lightspeed Arena was a bunch of fun, regardless of what Tim says. And you got 10 seconds. So that you're using an app, and the app's counting down 10 seconds.
Thanks for watching.
Over and over again. And every 10 seconds, you're throwing out these ships that have all these lasers on them, and you're trying to make sure those lasers are going to hit enemy ships, asteroids, or their bases. Try not to hit your own ships, but you only got 10 seconds. After that, you can't touch a ship again, so accidents do happen. Plus, sometimes you blow a ship up, and now there's a big empty space there, and your ship's the next ship in line, and you're going to hit your own ship. So after you throw all these ships out, you're going to take a picture of it with your phone and or tablet. It's going to process everything it sees, and then it's going to simulate the battle for you, and the fun begins, right? So I put this up on my TV, and I'm tapping through all the combat, and everybody's watching all these lasers flying all over the place, blowing ship ups, people hitting themselves, hitting their bases. And yeah, this was a bunch of fun. I got it from the Ares booth. Actually, when I ordered my Dirt and Dust, I went ahead and threw on the one faction that I was missing that they had sold out of. So that should be coming as well. And unlike Tim, though, I pitched my insert and just bagged all the factions up. So
I did that the second I got home.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just didn't have the bags while I was at the show.
Oh, okay.
You snob.
It's fine. Yes.
Unlike Tim. Get out of here.
The box is fine if you just have the base 4. The actually insert works really well. But once you get the expansions, they don't fit. So you got to pitch the insert, just bag up each one. Then I just pull all the factions out. I say pick a color to everybody. Everybody picks their own color, and then you just go from there. And what's cool is those asteroids, you can flip them over, and they've got like specialty abilities on the back. Same thing with your bases. You can flip them over, and then each faction has an asymmetrical ability. And for a 7-minute game, this is a bunch of fun. But don't tell Tim.
That's right. Damn it.
Definitely looks like a game I would find and want to buy, and my friends will just never play with me because they would look at that in a second and be like, "Nah."
It damn near
you got
was
7 minutes. Sit down, let's play it. It's actually not even 7 minutes because that's like including the teach. Because like I said, you're going to play at most 8 ships. They take 10 seconds to place each, and then it's about a minute or two to run through everything. So it's like 5 minutes or less. You can play this game.
It was damn near that for me. But then I got it played, and then I kind of had to force the other guys to play it. Just saying.
Eric, it's a done deal. I will say about this game, the pictures don't do it justice.
No.
Our explanations don't do it justice. Just sit down and play this freaking game. It is so fun.
Yeah. It'll be at Grand Con. I'll bring it to KB Con.
Yeah. I'll bring my nice iPad so they can it's easy to see other than Tim's phone.
I mean, if you play this once and don't want to play it like 5 times more, you're doing it wrong. That's how we played it like 5 times in a row, and then I bought it the next day.
And Mike doesn't just do that.
No, that's true. But I mean, when you're there with the booth, it's like, well, wait, Bob has a copy and Tim has a copy. Still bought it.
I mean, it was not expensive either. I mean, it's super. No. It's very well priced.
So. Yeah. It's amazing.
All right. Ready for my number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Oh, around the stump. Yes, Sam. Thank you again. I told the story really quick of being able to hang out in your booth. And just so you know, Outrun the Bear was a tie at my number 5 on games played at Gen Con. Really, really, really glad because on my list, technically, there's only published games. Just put that also as a disclaimer, because there was an unpubbed game that we played with Eric that could have been on my list. Not to mention that I beat him, or Sam. I beat Sam at his own game, which is even better. Anyways, my number 2, I got to expose more people to the grandiosity, to the madness, to the chaos that is Tumbling Dice.
Okay.
We played Tumbling Dice at the Holiday Inn Express on, was that Wednesday or Thursday night?
I hope the Rossies are still here.
We played teams, and then I got to
playing the Doctor's in.
I got to, they're right. They're playing Penis. The Doctor is in. No, but then I got to play it with Saki and Brandon and Ginger and Hope and Kristen and even some random people that walked up and saw us playing it in the demo hall and then wanted to know what we were doing. And I'm like, hey, you went in on next game. We're almost done. Everybody that won got to sign my board, and we did the Rossi chant. Everybody was in on the Rossi chant. Saki was our honorary Canadian assassin. So he sort of had the read role. We called it a Saki bomb, though. Every time that Saki went in and blasted all the dice off the board, we were like, Saki bomb. But yeah, we had the Rossi chant going strong. And again, people that don't even know Dave and Di were doing it. I love it. Because I explained to him, I said, look, if you hit it on the 0 spot, I'm going to do this chant and I'm going to mock you. And I'm going to encourage everyone else to do that too.
It's in the rules.
It's in the rules that I wrote and that I added. Brandon kept telling me I needed to put like co-design by and then write my name after Dash because we've changed the rules and added stuff to it.
Right.
I've not done that, but yeah, I mean, this game is just a damn good time. It's goofy, it's fun, it's wild, and you get the right groups and you can have a great time with it. I got to play with Googs and Kibi, the Kibi guys and them, and then I got to play with a bunch of new people as well. And I just absolutely love this game. and it has brought me so much joy. So Tumbling Dice had to be my number 2, and I played it a lot. I think I played, I don't know, 6 or 7 games of this easily.
So you guys were on the same table as us. Bob and I are sitting there frying our brains playing Ofrenda. Meanwhile, every 45 seconds we hear the Rossi. Like, they're having way too much fun. I'm enjoying myself, but they're having way too much fun over here, and my brain is fried.
You kept getting the side eye from Patrick.
I knew Patrick hated it, but I'm like, hey, look, man.
You sit there trying to think, and all I can hear is you guys is chanting and screaming and hollering, and
Look, you don't sit next to me in a game when I'm playing games with other people and get mad at me because I'm being loud. You know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for.
Dab emoji.
I know there was a dab emoji. That's awesome.
I didn't either. I learned something tonight.
Yeah, so the Rossies were with us in spirit. I thought, we chanted their name so much, I thought we might have summoned them. I thought they might just appear. We chanted their name so much. So so you know, Daniel, on my board was misprinted when I got it. So I had to write with a Sharpie on the ×3 spot. And then I was kind of like, well, I'm already marking up my board. Like, when people win, why don't we just sign it? So the winners signed my board with the score. And then we were playing late at night at Origins, and Dave and Di, we were playing teams, and Dave and Di were on a team, and they are absolutely amazing, wonderful people. If you ever get the opportunity to hang out with them, you should. They're great. But they kept hitting their dice on the 0 score spot. So I told the Rossies that they need to sign my board on the 0 spot. And so Dave took, because it says Tumbling Dice on the board. So Dave on the D from Tumbling Dice wrote down, Dave. And then on the I, he wrote a D on top of it. So it says Dave and Di. And then when they weren't around, we came up with the idea to do the chant to mock them for every time that they hit that. So then the next time they played the game with us, they come back, they hit that 0 spot, and we all just do the chant. And they're like, what? And then they hit it again. They do that thing. And then they start to realize after like the 3rd time, like, oh, wait a minute. These guys are doing a thing now. So we're totally trolling our friends. But to me, I felt like it was important to do this every time.
Nice.
Whether they're with us or not, because so I wrote in the rule book, which is technically the back of the box, the bottom of the box, which is where the rules are. And I drew an arrow. If you land in this space, you must do the Rossi chant.
Nice.
So that's how we treat our friends.
I mean, it sounds solid to me. Sounds like you created a Tumbling Dice legacy.
There you go.
Dude, we did. But no, I mean, it's one of those things, right? You have an awesome group of friends that you play games with, and you just find ways to create even more stories and everything. And it's just one of my favorite things about the hobby is just getting to do stuff like that with people. So
Pablo, there's a version or two of there's like, I don't know, 4 versions of the Tumbling Dice that are out.
Yeah.
And the one that I picked up actually came with the polyhedral set of dice that you get for D&D and whatnot. So you could use the D20, you could use the 10s and the 4s and whatnot as you play. But yeah, I mean, as long as everybody's flicking the same dice, do it, have fun with it,
Yep. And Brandon, if you're going to have a friend make you one, while this version is still a blast, you definitely want to try and get
the original version if you can.
This version, it's a bit more forgiving at the top. There's room to put dice at the top. It's a slightly wider and longer board. If you're going to have somebody commit to that, definitely look into the dimensions of this board instead. Yep.
And I'll say, Brandon, if I come down to Atlanta, I'm going to play on your board. I'm going to do my damnedest to sign it. Just saying. Just say if you're like, no, we don't sign the board here. I'm gonna already have that paint pen out ready to sign it. Be like, clack, 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 clack. Let's go. So, anyways, Tumbling Dice had to be my number 2. It could have been my number 1, but there was a game I liked slightly more.
Well, that's cool. Next time I see you guys, I want in on that game. I want a signature on a board.
You are you
right there,
standing invite
right there on top.
Hell yeah! Hey, wherever you want, man.
Nice.
Wherever you want.
Wonderful. Cool. So, all right, my number 2 is so this was the first year I went to Gen Con as press. So like I know, right? I was like, you know what? Why don't I apply for a press badge? Because what's the worst they can do? Say no. And I was like, okay. So I did it and they approved it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, what do I do now? Like, I don't know anything to do with it. So I was like, and then like 2 weeks before the con, I get an email and it said, you've been invited to a Sanctuary preview. That's Ark Nova Sanctuary.
Okay.
And I'm like, my press badge was worth it. I love me some Ark Nova. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And I was so happy that I got that email and that I actually checked it. So I was able to go over to like the museum that's down the way. I didn't even know there was a museum there, but there is. It's just like around the corner. And Capstone Games had a really cool setup we can demo Sanctuary. So we got that played. For those who don't know it, it's an Ark Nova that is supposed to play in under an hour. And I would attest that I think they succeeded. So it essentially takes everything that Ark Nova is, building the animals, constructing your zoo, caring about what things are next to. And it does it, all of that. And it removes the need for money and the need for enclosures. So it just kind of took out those two things, and that makes for a quicker and snappier game, but you're kind of doing the same stuff. So you're still picking cards from the river. The cards are going to let you play like an animal that is from the grasslands or the forest, I think it is. Animal that is in the water and an animal that is in the mountains. And instead of playing a card, you can always just take a tile as well. I think you always have to take a tile because that's like the timer of the game. But you can take 2 tiles instead. There is the purple one that you see there is like how far up the tile that you can take. So if it's in the first slot, you can only take the first tile. If it's in the 4th slot, you can take 4 tiles. And then the other thing that's different about this is when you upgrade those action cards, it becomes a little bit better. It lets you do, instead of playing 1 animal, you can play 2. But it also points at the different action number. So if you look at the board really closely, it says 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. So that they are all pointing at the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. Well, when you flip that, now they are more powerful when they're in the 1 slot, the 2 slot, and the 3 slot. What does it say? Ark Nova that I can get over with in an hour I'm in. So yeah,
Dave,
it's a lot
I agree.
So if you're not a fan of Ark Nova, this one's still worth trying out because if you like tile placement and if you like that manipulation of the action board, because those are the 2 things that this keeps really well. And yeah, there's not much more to say about it other than that. There's like all of the animal cards. The back of them is like open land, and that's why you're seeing like these like forest kind of structures there. And some of them require to be next to open land, so that's how you're filling your board a little bit. So you place it, and you get to fill up the board a little bit more. But yeah, really unique game. If you like Ark Nova, I think you'll like this. But this is gonna live for me to these game nights that I have, my monthly game nights, where I'm trying to like teach people the hobby and trying to get people into the hobby. But we have like heavy gamers as well. Like that's where this game is going to come out. I'm also going to pull this game out to my sister who loves Wingspan. It's her favorite game of all time. She likes games, but she doesn't want to get too heavy with them. This is the perfect game for that, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it more than I even enjoyed Wingspan. I'm not a big fan of Wingspan. It's fine, whatever. But this game, I think, is going to appeal to that gamer and also the lightweight gamer as well. It's a perfect mixture, and I think they got something here.
Nice. I think Ark Nova is interesting. I want to like it more than I do, but it kind of overstays its welcome for me. So this sounds very appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
David Rossi said it. He goes, I like what it's trying to do, but too long. If that's literally your complaint about Arc Nova, try Sanctuary. It might have solved that issue for you. Now, with that being said, I'm not sure if it's better than any other game in this weight or whatever. So you still might play it and be like, I would rather play Wingspan, and that's fair. But it's cool though. It's definitely worth checking out.
On the Wingspan note, have either you or your sister tried Finspan yet?
Yeah, last time we were up there, I made her play Finspan, and she liked it. I think she still preferred Wingspan because I think Finspan's a lot lighter and simpler. And my sister, I think she would be hardcore in the hobby if she lived right next door to me.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is, she doesn't want to go out on a limb and like go to a game group that sounds super nerdy to her because I'm the nerdiest person she knows, and never would she want to do anything remotely like I do. But we were a gaming family, so it's in her blood still. But she, So she likes Wingspan because it is a little bit more meatier and has a lot better choices than Finspan. Finspan's fine; it just plays quicker.
I like Finspan a lot more. I think that you're not locked into one specific strategy, and then if somebody's doing that and you can't block them, then they win. I don't know. I just thought Finspan did things more in an interesting way for me personally, but that's my own opinion.
Sorry, new channel. Who dis?
You can get out.
Hey, Evan.
I think Dave kind of wrapped it up for me. I like what Arc Nova does, but if I could play it in half the time, I'd play it more.
Yeah. Same.
And definitely love Wingspan. Really enjoyed Finspan. It feels a lot more forgiving.
Wingspan had that thing where at the end all you do is lay eggs. So Finspan did at least solve that problem. But I also felt like the choices weren't as hard or difficult, which I like difficult choices. Like I want to play a game that goes, I really want to be torn up about should I do this or that. And when I make the choice, I got to live with that choice. Like that's what I want to do. Finspan, you're right. It was forgiving. It was just like, it probably didn't really matter where I put this fish. I mean, it does a little bit, but in the end, it's going to work out for you.
Evan, I couldn't use your magic hands on my legs at Gen Con this year.
It's kind of one where I try not to do the egg strategy because it seems too obvious at the end of the game. And I appreciate that Finspan gives you additional options because the egg strategy is still there. But not every in-round goal is tied to eggs, for one. And number two, the young strategy is just as effective as the egg strategy is. So they really gave it some legs for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so I will make mine short and sweet. I did mention that there would be crossovers, and I'm not going to change it because Lightspeed Arena is a freaking blast. I highly recommend buying this game and playing it 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Just play it over and over. It's just so much fun.
Again, you're welcome.
Well, I'll thank Parker because he's the one that told us about it about 3 weeks ago. That's Parker Simpson from Shanny Pigeon Games. He was on here. We were talking about sci-fi games, and he mentioned this one. We're like, okay. And again, the description, it doesn't sound that great, but you just have to play this game, and it is a blast.
Yeah. Look at that weight, 1.2. That was pretty accurate. Playtime, 5 to 15 minutes. I don't know who's taking 15 minutes to play this game. But
you're taking too long.
The app counts you down 10 seconds for 8 ships max. Why is it taking you so long?
Literally, I got 10 seconds to place each ship down simultaneously.
Yeah, and you only play 8 ships if you're playing 2 people. As the player count increases, the number of ships decreases. So, and it's simultaneous. So,
but you can throw down as many ships as you want. Honestly,
you can
play. You can play with all them ships.
Crazy with it, yeah.
If you want.
Was this an official release there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's still pre-order only everywhere else.
Gotcha.
2 expansions.
You might be able to use Gen Con 2025. Is it done now?
I already tried. I would have ordered that and Dirt and Dust. That promo code is done.
No kidding. I'm glad I got mine when I did then.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure I ordered it Sunday and it counted. I got free shipping.
the shipping to the US is only like $99.
Not if you use the code.
Oh, it's not good anymore.
Well, sorry.
This is where we say get good, son.
Well, I mean, I was not on the Aries website Sunday night. I was too tired for that shit. All right. On to our favorite games that we played at Gen Con. Woo! Number 1.
All right. This could be a little longer. I'd kind of, vibe into that. So my number 1 is actually rather similar to a game I already have, but this is a game that I've been playing since I was little. I just didn't know I was playing it. It's a new one from 25th Century Games because they're putting out bangers left and right. Vanity Plates was fantastic. I played this one a bunch of times. Everybody's going to get a card that has like a type of person, right? Like a sci-fi fan, I'm drawing a blank now. Like a teacher, just all these people that are in a bunch of different things, right? And then you have a requirements card that's going to have like 2 letters and a number on it. And your job is to come up with some sort of a plate that kind of a person would have on their car. And without using any vowels and not using any spaces, you're going to use capital letters and numbers to write those plates out, and then you're going to keep them hidden. It's all simultaneous. Everybody's doing theirs at the same time. And then once everybody's done, puts all their cards in the middle, you're going to add 6 red herrings, and you're going to shuffle them all up, reveal them to everybody, and then one at a time, you're going to flip your board over. Everybody's going to look, and then you're going to try to be the first person to guess who that plate belongs to. You only get 1 guess. If you guess wrong, you're done for that person. And if you guess it right, you're going to take that card, and that's going to be a point at the end of the game. And the person who wrote the clue is going to get points for the using the requirements, as long as they use the required letters and numbers in their plate. And you're going to go around the table and try to guess everybody's plate. Once that's done, you're going to see who has the most points, and that's the person that's going to win. And actually, you play 3 rounds of that. But it's a blast. Like I have a game called Road Tripping that's very similar, but that's just played in teams. You have like big metal license plates, and you're trying to draw out like a clue to get them to guess the word you're trying to get them to guess. And this one is just different. You're not playing on teams; it's every person for themselves. But man, this was just a bunch of fun. I loved, growing up, taking road trips, seeing license plates, and trying to guess and interpret what they say or mean. And this is just more of that. And so you get a chance to pick this up or play it. I suggest doing it because it's great. It's a good little word game.
Oh, this game was fantastic. I really like that road tripping game. I think Vanity Plates is better.
Yeah.
And I say that because what I really liked was that you are trying to get anybody, right? I'm going to fill out my plate, and then the first person to guess it, right? Like the first person to put their finger on that card and say, that one's mine. I got this. I know it's this. Wins. And that just kind of adds a different dynamic.
Yeah. It's more open with what you can put. You're not just trying to get them to guess a certain word.
Yeah.
It's just like, you can, if it's horror fan, you can do like a Cthulhu reference, a Halloween reference, a chainsaw, any kind of a reference you want to do. And then you relate that back to being a horror fan.
Yeah. They did it right. They really, really, really just kind of nailed it. Really a lot of fun. This was going to be part of a tie, and then I left it off because I figured it would actually be on probably Bob's list. So I was like, I don't need to put this as a tie as something else and step on Bob's list because I know that it was probably going to make it. Totally worthy.
Well, is it completely free form? You can just write whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if it's like sci-fi fan, you can't write sci-fi on the license plate, right? You can't use part of the word. But other than that, you can't use any vowels. So it's all got to be, consonants and numbers, and then no spaces. So all like one.
So it's kind of forcing you to be creative with Vanity Plates, which is which could be kind of hard, especially if you're not like a word person, because you're like, I don't know.
Well, like for example, if somebody was like, if your word was like wizard, right?
Yeah.
Then you could try to do like Gandalf, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Fireball.
something, or fireball or something like that. And so then you're looking at all the options and
Fireball.
you see wizard and it's like, well, that says fireball, so it must be wizard. You know,
I did rockets
All
for
right.
mine, and I had wizard, and somebody guessed wizard, and so yeah, that's
No.
so.
Not
I needed
raccoon.
an A and S
Raccoon.
and something else. So yeah.
I think the guessing is the harder part of the game for me.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm never good at those vinyl plates when I'm driving behind a
Yeah, the
car. I'm
vanity
like,
plates,
what's
yeah.
that say? Yeah.
Ass man, what? Yeah.
yeah. It's Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah.
Great pick, Bob.
That's fun.
Great
No.
pick.
No pictures of this yet. That's all I had. So
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, and I didn't take any pictures of us playing it, so I can't. send
And also just shout out to 25th Century Games. Like
We're by the
that's
booth on
two-
Sunday.
that's 2 conventions in a row that I've gone, and you go by that booth on Sunday and they have hardly anything left.
Why aren't they bringing more games?
Oh God. I love bringing that up to Chad because he's like, F you guys, I bring everything I can.
Yeah.
And he legit does, but
Yeah. It's like, well, he doesn't want to sell his games. I mean, come on.
yeah. Seriously.
Yeah,
I
Chad's
have to
great. So.
Misspeak. I have to misspeak, and my worst misspeak of the week was in front of 25th Century Game. I went there and they had sold all their new Gen Con releases, and I was like, "Oh, cool! You sold all your good games." And I meant, no,
Shoot. Hell
I
yes.
meant, no, the ones that just released. And my friends were like, "Nope, you said good."
You said it.
You want to let me leave that one down?
They're like, he's a content creator. Don't give him anything.
Yeah. It was later in the week too, so I just saw his face. He was just like, "Shut up."
Nice.
I was like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to. It was a mistake."
Oh.
Yeah, Chad's great.
Oh, Chad's a good dude. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
sense of humor.
He's got a sense of humor. Yep.
Yeah, that's what's the important thing, right? He's got a
Oh,
sense of
and
humor.
they're the ones that in their booth they had like these 2 poles right in front of their booth, and somebody put. Am I thinking of the right ones? Because they
Yeah.
did like wine cellar and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yes.
people were putting like posters on there. One of them said pole dance competition 10 10 25.
Oh
So we go
no.
up, we're like, is this where are you gonna dance on this pole? Because it was really big. And he's like, I don't know who's putting those signs up.
No
So I
wonder
didn't
Bob
take
kept
it down.
taking me back by that booth.
Yeah.
He was
Between
right
that
there.
and Deviant Cosplay, like, hey,
Yeah,
we got to
right
go down
there.
this aisle real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, why did you take these signs down? But whatever. It was funny.
For the record,
So-
I've never been inside the Deviant cosplay booth.
That does shock me.
I know. Shocks me too.
The- I'm gonna call these guys out real quick because
Oh, what? Tim, sorry. You're. I can't hear what you're saying. Where'd Tim go? Oh, we lost Tim. Oh, must be his internet.
Mike's hiding me.
that was Bob. I muted you.
Nice, man. It's a team effort.
It
The
was.
deep state doesn't want to
That's
hear
right.
me.
They're after
Doesn't
you.
want me to talk. Okay, look.
Go
A
ahead.
couple weeks ago, we were told about a game by a friend of the show. And he described this game, and I said, that game sounds amazing. And I pre-ordered it for Gen Con pickup.
Ooh.
I went and bought it. And I'm like, guys, we gotta play this. And the looks I got from Mike and Bob, the looks, meh. I mean, maybe we'll get to it. So Brandon and Saki and I learned how to play this game. And then we played it like 4 more times. And then Brandon went over to the Aries Games booth. Oh yeah, and Ginger too. Yeah, I agree. We went over to the Aries booth and they picked one up. Then the next day, we finish our Age of Atlantis game, and I tell Chris and Bob, okay, look, I know we're done and you guys got stuff to do, but I need 5 minutes of your time because I'm going to teach you Lightspeed Arena real quick. Fine, we'll play it. We play it like 2 or 3 times, and both of them are like, what booth is this at? And both of them go over and buy that damn game. Then Saturday night, we show up to our BA Games event early by accident because we had our wires crossed. But hey, we were early to the party, which is all that matters. And so we're like, Mike, you got to play Lightspeed Arena while we're waiting. And we played that game 4 or 5 times while we're waiting for everybody to show up. And then once people show up, Mike and Bob are still playing it with like all the other people. And the only reason I wasn't playing it was so that new people could play it. That was the game of the freaking show. You guys are wrong. It shouldn't even be your number 2s. It should be number 1. It was absolutely the best game of the show. I was 100% right. Eat a bucket of Lightspeed Arena ships because I was right. This game was really good. I thought it sounded like an amazing time to begin with, and it 100% did not disappoint. I was texting Parker at the show going, oh my God, dude, Lightspeed Arena is incredible. You were right. Thank you so much for telling me about this. And then Mike tried to take credit for it today when he texted Parker in a group chat and it's like, hey, shout out, man. Great job calling this game out. I'm like, I told him thank you 3 days ago. You cheapskate. Yeah. I was way ahead of it. This game is so good. This game is so good. It's stupid, chaotic, and fun. And yeah, Ginger, you're right. You got to tap through the app to kind of resolve everything. Oh, this ship got hit. Okay, tap. This ship got hit. Okay, tap. That's fine. You know what? If that's the worst thing you've got to say about the game, I can live with that. I'm going to play the hell out of this game. This game is going to be getting played at conventions and shows. Eric, I was kind of lukewarm on it. I was a little mid. It was fine. This game was so much fun. And for a game to sort of dethrone Tumbling Dice is like my con game was incredible. But this is kind of next level. It's super fast. It's super fun. And there's you could try to, be skillful and strategize a little bit. And there's some of that, but there's so much real-time pressure that it's really hard to do. So this is my favorite kind of game because it tells people with AP to go kick rocks. Like, hey, you got to play fast because you don't have time. So anyways, Lightspeed Arena is 100% my hidden gem, my favorite find of the show. All those people that bought Lightning Train, I really hope you like it. But for me, Lightspeed Arena, I didn't have any trouble getting it. Freaking love it. It was awesome.
I think there's only one thing we haven't said about this game yet. They have one expansion that makes the app analog, and it's called
The Downgrade.
The Downgrade.
I bought it.
Nice.
I bought it just in case.
Yeah.
Hope I never need it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be nearly as fun if you had to do all that crap by yourself.
Right. Right. It turns it into a lot of work.
If there's no signal, I won't be playing it. I've just made that decision.
It's weird that it has to use actual signal. You think once you download the app, it should be able to calculate all that stuff on its own.
That is weird.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I will admit, when Bob said it, the cover was appealing. It's the kind of thing that gets my attention. But I was like, no. And then Mike said, no, it's great. And I was like, I don't know. But now all 3 of you, it's like the game of the con.
Oh my God. This game was so much fun.
I'll put it on my checkout list. But I do wonder, is this going to be one of those scenarios where
this wasn't me?
Oh, it's not me. Oh, see, Daniel, you're so wrong in this hot take that the internet has rose up against you.
It's the deep state. The deep state's trying to keep it down.
The deep state does not want to hear.
And you're like, no.
I'm just saying, how many times have you been in a raucous game of something and then you brought it home and you're like, guys, this game is so raucous, it's great. And then the 5 people sitting there are like, tap the pad. And you're like, oh, okay, well,
no,
maybe it was because it was at Gen Con.
You just kind of click through it. The fun's in the dropping down the ships and then watching all of the stuff happen. Especially if you've got a table, a TV or something that you can display it on. It makes it easier for everybody to see. That's the way.
Here we go. I'll throw Daniel under the bus here. So Daniel, had you taken the time to play games with us at Gen Con, you would know that you don't sit at a table with Mike and Bob and I and not get raucous and rowdy and have a great time.
Okay.
Just saying.
Unless you're playing Dino Scores.
Okay.
Yeah, then we're thinking. We're having a great time. We're just not raucous and rowdy.
Correct.
So
okay. All right, that's fair. All right.
Hey,
next
you
time I
guys
see
remember
you
that
guys,
time
I wanna
Daniel from
play
Around the
this.
Board came on and then he wouldn't come on anymore because I gave him a hard time? Remember that?
Hey,
Whatever, man. You're just warming up for our show. Come on, we need
There
those
we-
hot takes.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
I did find a board game Karen on Lightspeed Arena here.
Ooh, ooh,
I-
ooh, yes,
it's,
let's do
app-
it.
I was flipping through
Yeah.
the rating.
Yeah, you saw it too. Yeah, app required means it's not a board game, doesn't belong on site. It's a black box of software. That's a cold person right there.
Yeah, go
So
play
app
the
required
downgrade.
means
then.
it's not a board game.
Yeah, that's why we call them Karens, right?
I-
it just
Actually, the
doesn't
app
make
is
sense.
not required because you can just buy the downgrade pack and you don't need the app. So
Yeah, go make it a half-hour game.
Argument
yeah, exactly.
invalid.
go
What I
download.
love, and I really mean this, is the people that are so miserable in their own lives that they've got to find a way to suck the fun out of other things
Right.
for people.
Yeah, go suck something else.
Yeah.
I heard the doctor's in.
Well, the doctor is in. Go, and he prescribed you to go suck something else.
Oh wow.
Holy smokes, Bob.
Peanuts. It's bulky, but I consider it carry-on.
Yeah, thank you. Good job, Mike. Good
Yeah.
job. Congratulations.
Peanut.
Oh, shoot.
All
All right, Daniel.
Well, my number one, I'm going to be more classy and dignified. I'm going to go with the board game snob here. And no, it's a game called Natera. And this was one that our Green Square Andy found. And it is, by the designer's own explanation, a mixture between Dune Imperium and what was it? Terraforming Mars. And he wasn't far off. It is a just pleasing tableau builder where you are these animals who have survived the apocalypse and you're reclaiming what the humans have left behind. You kind of start off in the middle in the woods and then you kind of expand out to where you are building buildings next to all the factories and whatnot, and you're just taking the land for yourself. You're hiring other animals that are going to continue to increase how you are producing things, and you have a hand of cards that you're also trying to produce to get tags like you would in Ark Nova or in Terraforming Mars. And it's kind of a race to get rid of your 3 flags, which is where the Dune Imperium kind of comes in. If you can kind of look at the tracks, and they go down to 10. So the more you go onto the track, you unlock buildings that, while everybody can see them, only you can interact with them because you're going up on that faction. It was a great game. We got to play with the designer, and we went over our demo time, but he sat down with us, and we finally left out of mercy for him because it was late, and we were like, okay, maybe we need to pack it up. And we were playing with 2 people who had incredible AP. So what's the game's fault? Actually, what it really was is we were talking to the designer pretty just constant. So turns were taking 10 minutes to go around the board, but that had nothing to do with the game. That was just purely us talking to everybody. But it was a really good experience. They did actually reopen the pre-orders for Gen Con. I think it's open until August 30th. And I think they said it's going to deliver in September, so it's going to deliver here really soon. If you enjoy the Ark Novas and the Terraforming Mars and the Dune Imperiums, you like worker placement, you like that tableau building, I really think that this is going to be the next hot game that is going to fill that genre, and everyone's going to be talking about it. So if you're a board game hipster and you want to, get in on the ground floor of something that's going to be hot,
Yeah.
hotter even than Lightspeed Arena, then I think check
impossible.
this game out.
Impossible. I shut down. I shut down.
The 2-layer player boards. I like the art. I love that little look like a raccoon. The first image Mike showed looked like a raccoon with a hat on and a cup of coffee, like he's going to work.
Hey, these guys know. I heard about these guys from Karen Holop, the Natera guys.
Karen Pull-Up.
No, Karen Hola is one of our friends.
She's one of our Canadian friends. She's awesome.
Yeah, so she knows these guys that designed it.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Yeah, they were from Canada. That's right. Oh, hey, so I have a fun story about them being from Canada. Okay, so our Green Square Andy, we were. Can I tell an off-color joke about past presidents? Are you
Well,
okay
we're
with
not
that?
allowed to talk about like sex things, so no penis. No, I'm just kidding. Anything you
Okay.
want. You're good.
I just
Okay.
told someone to go
Okay.
suck
Who
something.
There's
are
no
the two?
You're
opponents
good.
here.
Who are the two most open-minded presidents?
Ooh.
I know one
It
of
would
them.
be Abraham Lincoln and JFK.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So we laugh. Our Green Square
You know,
Andy.
Presidents
Oh,
just don't drive around in convertibles like they used to. You know.
I
I know, right?
freaking
It's
love
wild.
it. Oh my God. I am
Wow.
retelling that joke immediately. I'm going to
Yeah,
find
it
a
was
stranger
wonderful.
to tell that joke. That was so good. I
Yeah.
love it.
Better aim
So-
away from
so-
Trump joining that joke.
So yeah, exactly. Would have had three. But we had our very young friend Ty. He's the one that said this joke. He was 23, okay, or 20-ish, something like that. But anyways, he tells this joke. We all laugh, and our Green Square Andy is like, I don't get it. So we're like, well, they were both assassinated. He goes, well, I know they were assassinated, but what does that have to be with open-minded? And we're like, they were shot in the head, Andy. And he goes, what? JFK was shot in his head? And we were like, okay, hold on. So we talked to the designers here. They were from Montreal. And we're like, hey, you guys are from Canada, right? They're like, yeah. I was like, how did JFK died? And they're like, oh, he was shot, right? And I was like, we're like, yeah. Where was he shot at? He goes, in the head. And we're like, they're from Canada, Andy.
It's not even their history, and they
I
know.
know. It's like such a big event. There was a movie about it. It's one of the biggest conspiracy theories. Too soon. Sorry, Dave. Sorry.
Love it.
Uh,
Yeah,
anyways,
he
so
was
if you ever
referring to
see our
Abraham
Green Square
Lincoln.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I agree.
With the
So if
too
you see Green
soon.
Square Andy, make sure you give him a hard time about not knowing basic
Oh,
American
wow.
history.
Oh, dude. It's happening.
No, that's true. 160 years is too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
That
Too
is
soon.
the best freaking joke. I love it. I
Yeah.
really upset that I did not see that coming. Oh man.
Mike, click that fourth image over real quick. Yep.
Oh yeah, here's your
Yeah.
yeah.
raccoon with
Love it.
his
Coffee Badger.
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
not back
it's
this. I've
kinda
been following it for a
wonderful.
while and had just been kind of waiting for this
Yeah.
to come out. I really want to try this one.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter
And I
version
will-
would be different.
And I will say one not bad thing about the designer, but it was like this moment that was like, huh. He was like, he was talking about how like you should be unique in the board game realm, and he was like, this is pretty unique and da 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 da. And he goes, there's fantasy stuff all over the place, and you just got to be unique. And we didn't know he was talking about his game, and then somebody at the table was like, well, yeah, isn't this like the 10th like post-apocalyptic animal game that came out this year?
I
We were all like,
mean, After Us is my favorite one that's like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was just this awkward moment because we were like, there was a little bit of a language barrier there because I think French, one of them had a really heavy French accent.
Sure.
I think that was like his primary language, and we were just kind of like, what just happened here? Because we felt really bad, and we were like, change the subject, because I'm not sure
Abort.
what he actually meant. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
this
we
outrageous
embarrassed ourselves
accent.
in a lot of publishers and designers. So, yeah, I put my foot in my mouth all the time. It wasn't me that said it this time, though. It was somebody else. But
There you go.
You put your foot in somebody else's mouth that time.
That's
Yeah,
even more
but-
awkward.
no,
Usually you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah, explain that
that's
to
a
the
follow-up
Hooters
to the
waitress.
doctors in.
Yeah.
Hooter, singular.
Yeah, Hooter waitress.
Poor gal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I love it. And it's kind of fun though, right? Again, you get the experience of playing the games with the designers, you know what I mean? And to sort of get
Yeah.
their perspective on things sometimes.
Yeah, it was really cool. Actually, we had a moment with this one is you took one action and it was someone else's turn. And historically, I'm not a big fan of games that just let you do one thing because I'm like ADHD, like I just want to do this thing. And if I have to wait too long, I'm going to forget it. So like, let me just do it now. And he said that they tried 2 actions, but the game took like double the time because they were trying to think even longer about how those two actions would correspond to each other. Like, should I do this first? Should I do that first? What order? Yeah. And he goes, when we went back to one action, it like half the time of the game. So I was like, all right, well, I'll go with you then, because apparently you tested it. But yeah,
Right.
one action games, I'm just always like, I just need more choices, quicker.
More choices. All right, Mike. We have set the bar high. We've talked about amazing games.
I already know what it is.
Yeah, it's already been discussed, and but I just enjoyed it that much, so that's fine. It's Dirt and Dust. It just does what it does extremely well. It may not be a racing game, but the deck building feels good. The way you're lining up those cards and the 6 dice slots, and then rolling the dice, and then pipping those dice up and down, or reactivating the cards over and over. You can just set up these monster chain reaction turns that feel really good. And that's just one of those things I love in games, where I can set up a monster combo all in one turn. This game just does that really, really well. So I just had a lot of fun with this game. So Dirt and Dust is my number 1.
Yeah, I like how that damage system works too. As you're taking damage up that track, and then once you hit the end of it, it kind of resets. But then you got to flip one of the tokens over, and now you have this permanent, ongoing effect that you have to deal with, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you guys seen the trailer videos to this game?
No,
I have not.
They made a couple one. They actually had professional race car drivers appear to actually have played the game, because they're commenting on it, and they're like, "Oh, this was really cool," and they were saying how it was similar to the actual racing game and stuff. So it was actually a pretty good. It was pretty cool. It kind of convinced me. I was like, it's very accurate. It's very like true to like what these racers feel like. Obviously not racing, but it kind of gives them that sense of urgency, and that's what they were saying. I'm sure they were paid to say it, but still, I fell for it.
We played a really limited version of it too. We played a 6-round version where you could only add 4 different cards to your deck, and the full version is a 10-round game where there's 10 different cards to add to your deck. And then they gave us some promos when we were done playing as well. So I can't wait to get this and try the full version.
Yeah, this was on my to get list. You had to pre-order it though, and I was legitimately on the website, and there were 7 copies left. I put it in the cart, and I kind of walked away thinking about other things. Came back, sold out. And I was like, "Dang it!" And that also made me not want to demo it, because I was like, "What if I like it? I could have had it, but now I don't." So
I didn't even know you had
a copy at the end of the show that somebody failed to pick up, but they were waiting until like 10 minutes before show end, and then they were going to sell it. So
They were basically waiting for the time which Bob and I were aiming to be home by.
Yeah. Well, I'll just use the code and get it shipped for free, and then that way I was able to get the last expansion I need for Lightspeed Arena too. So
yeah, because that game's great.
Until Sunday.
I do want to throw some honorable mentions out now that we've finished the list. I left off basically all the prototypes that I played, and it was tough because, hey, Starry Night, thank you, sir. Really glad you hopped on. Really nice to meet you. Please come back and watch us again, even when Daniel's not on.
Yeah.
Everyone
get that thumbs up on the way out.
There you go. But I cannot express how awesome and what a privilege it was to have people eager to share their prototypes with us. And I'm talking about Eric from Kibi and Brandon Young and Andrew Stiles and a bunch of those guys, Mike Pitry. So we played Parkeneers, which is like a flip and write where you are building your own amusement park. I think that game is really close to being done. Like, I feel like there's a lot of really good, interesting decisions in there, and just shy of like ready to go. I feel like there was maybe one or two things that just need to be hammered out, and it's solid. I really enjoyed Dino Scores, which was one that Bob talked about earlier. Thought that was really cool. That was a co-design between Andrew and Brandon. I haven't seen Brandon in the chat, so he's going to miss all of these things. But man, he had a game. It was like a ladder scaling and also a ladder descaling trick taking game, and it was like you're basically going up you're up and down.
Oh yeah, the like snowboarding game.
Yeah. So if you're going up the pipe, you need to be going up
play a higher number.
And if you're going down the pipe,
lower number.
You got to play lower. And it was really interesting and had a lot of really unique decisions. And I thought that was really cool and really unique. I absolutely loved his lawyer game, which I don't remember what he called it at the time. But it was a trick-taking game where you are either on the defense, you are either the defense attorney or the prosecuting attorney, and you're on one of those teams. But then you're also, in addition to being that, you have a hidden objective, which is to get either a guilty or a not guilty verdict. And so depending on the tricks, you're swaying jurors, and there's all these different decisions you're making. And even when you're not winning a trick, it's important to on what card you're playing. Objection. Yeah, I got to play it with Eric and Mike Petrie, and who else played it with us? It was me, Eric, Mike, and somebody else. Oh, Nick, I think, which was one of like Eric's co-designers, right? Eric's co-designer on Greek Week.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he played it with us as well. So anyways, it kind of turned into a dev session. It was like, hey, try my game. And then we had some rules suggestions and we played it again and then talked about it. And it was a really, really rewarding experience that I absolutely loved. I had a great time. We also got to play Button Kingdoms with Sam from Around the Stump. And he had made some rule changes since last time we had seen him. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's just a really good game, and cannot wait for that to come back to crowdfunding, because it's just really good. It's a really fun way to do sort of deck building and the way you play your cards, because it's like, oh, I'm going to play these cards in the day phase and I'm going to get these things. But if I played them in the night phase, I'm going to get different actions and abilities. And so lots of just really interesting tactical choices there. And then just not to mention how the market works. And despite the fact that Mike and Bob and Sam were constantly stabbing me, not just in the back, but in the face in that market, I was still able to prevail by 1 point. And as I like to say, kick everyone's ass, even though I only won by 1 point. And then the last one I'll talk about is from the Bellows Intent is the name of the publisher. This is from the designer of An Age Contrived signed a game called Rolling Through Wonderland, the theme is right up Mike Rice's alley. And this is a really, really unique dice drafting game. So everybody's going to roll the dice that they have on their player board. And then depending on the die faces, you're going to assign them to the different spots on the board. I mean, they're just going to go there, right? Like if you roll the top hat, it's going to the Mad Hatter space. If you roll the heart, it's going to the Queen of Hearts space. But then where it gets interesting is that on your turn, you're going to take all of the dice from one of those spaces and you're going to put it on your player board. And depending on the number or the color of the die that you pick up from that space is going to determine the value of that action from the space that you picked up. So if you picked up 4 dice, you might get to put like 3 soldiers out on the board, which are going to help with that territory control aspect. But if you go to a different space, And it's like, well, if you picked up a pink die, that's worth 3. And if you picked up this die, it's worth 1. And so, whatever that combination is, you're going to total that amount up and you're going to move up on that track out of that area. But here's the rub is you can only have 6 dice on your player board. So once you have drafted up to 6 dice, you're done for the round. So you can try to slow play it and take 1 die, 1 die, 1 die, 1 die. But the thing is you're usually that means you're getting the weaker version of those actions. And then there's also a couple of things that will let you mitigate those dice rolls. And so you can reroll dice, or, you can choose what you're taking. So lots of really interesting choices. Initially, by the box art, it looked like a children's game. And once you start to play it, you're like, oh, no. There are some really tactical decisions to be made. I think, honestly, guys, this is what I wanted Wonderland's War to be when I played it. And so it plays a lot faster. It does some similar things, and I found it really, really interesting. And I cannot wait. I was just emailing Chris today about doing some Kickstarter preview coverage for it. So we will be getting a prototype of this, and we'll do a video for it. So you guys are going to get the opportunity to play a full game. When I sat down for the demo, with Chris, and we played like 3 rounds, and he's like, well, the game's like 6 rounds. Do you want to keep going or do you want to be done? I'm like, oh, I want to keep going. Like, I think this is really good. And so we ended up playing the full game in the booth because he had time. And I appreciated him giving me the time to play it. But also, man, I just really had a great time playing that game. So out of all the prototypes I played, that was the most complete one, and definitely close to one of my favorite ones. And if I had any unpublished games on my list, Rolling Through Wonderland would have 100% been on it. An Objection would have been very close to tying with the number 5s. So that's my spiel on my also rans and unpubbed games.
My 2 real quick, just be quick about it. My honorable mentions. We played Panda Spin. It was most of a game. That was a super interesting kind of card shedding, trick taking type of game. Where you're playing your cards out and you're trying to beat the one before you. And then when you win, you get to get rid of all the cards you play. But if you lost, you're going to take your cards and then flip them 180. Yeah, I think we all bought it.
Yeah.
And then the cards are going to get stronger and they're better. It's got some really cool art on it. The foiling on the back is super pretty. And it was just a really interesting concept on those. Yeah. So, yeah, the back of those cards are really cool.
That's cool.
Other than that, Mike and I played Beast. I'm not a big fan of the game, but this was a much better version of that. I think we played this with you all as well, where you have like a 1s, a 10s, and a 100s like spot. You've got all these cards. There's basically 8 suits. There's like diamonds, hearts, clubs, but there's also like the cracked version of each one of those. And when you go to play a suit, you have to play all of that suit, and you got to play these numbers out. And you are climbing just like you are in the game, and you're trying to play through the whole deck. But if you get up to 999, you can't play anymore, and you lose. But then there's also these like monster cards that kind of come out. I forget what they're called. But when they come out, they're going to basically block beasts. That makes sense. So when the beast comes out, it's going to take over like one of the singles, the 10s, or the 100 spot, and you can't play that suit because there's a beast of each suit. Then that suit can't be played in that slot the rest of the game. But you can kind of anticipate what's going to happen, because as you draw to fill your hand, if you draw a beast, you're going to put it down on the table so that everybody knows that beast is coming up. And if you can say it's like a club, and then you manage to put a club in the 1s, 10s, and 100 spots when it comes to be that next person's turn, well, if you try to put that beast down in the 1s and there's a club there, it's gonna bounce and move to the 10s. If there's a club there, it's gonna bounce and move to the 100s. If there's a club there, then it's gonna be captured and it's gonna be gone. You don't have to worry about the beast the rest of the time. But if there's an open slot, it'll stick, and then now you can't play clubs in that 100 spot for the rest of the game, and it will really limit where you can put some of your cards. But it was a super interesting way to play the game, and I would 100% prefer to play this over the game. And it also had really cool art on it as well. So that's from Pandasaurus Games.
Forgot to mention Greek Week, also really cool from Kibi Games, Eric and Nick's game. And we played Cattywampus, which was super fun too, from Tony Lahorn.
All right. Any honorable mentions?
My honorable mention, the only other game I really played, I played Strike at a Rolling Dice and Taking Names event, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that podcast or not. I've listened to him years, and that was super fun to get to participate in that. But that's an old game, and I believe the winner was No, I think it was Bowl. I think it was Tupperware Dice in a Bowl versus Gladiators in Arena. I think Dice in the Bowl won. Spoiler. And then the other game that I played was Peanuts. The Doctor is in. I gotta talk about it after a show like this. It was just an apples to apples game. But it was fun. It was, at least it actually had the comic strips on it.
Nice.
So it would ask a random question, like a Cards Against Humanity type of thing, and then you play the comic strip. And I will say, now, while it was nothing impressive because it was just apples to apples, it had something in there that I was like, you know what? I'm going to start implementing this in all of my apples to apple type of games, and that is the Good Grief token. You can flip it over, and you can discard your entire hand to draw a new hand. And I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty great, because after a while you get stuck with those cards and you're like, I don't even know what 5 of these would be, and then you just keep playing the one you just drew, and you know whatever. I was like, I was able to empty my hand, get 3 new ones, and I was like, all right, this has to go in every game I ever play like this from now on. So that was the good takeaway from there. But I mean, if you're a Peanuts fan, it was fun. So I guess you check it out. But it's Peanuts, despite what anybody else might say. It's Peanuts.
Come on, Dave, get your brain out of the gutter.
Wow.
All right, Rice, what do you got?
I got nothing. You guys took them all.
Okay, good.
Cool.
You were going to talk about Peanuts, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Well, Daniel, I really, really, really am glad, even though you chose not to play any games with us, actively chose not to. No, it was really great to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Get to say hi. And then, again, lobby to be on your show because I love the idea and I want to argue with strangers. But no, I really appreciated you coming by and saying hi to us. You didn't have to do that. Yeah. And then again, right, keep running into you and everything. So it was very cool. And I really appreciated that. And thank you so much for coming on the show again with us.
Yeah.
You may have been second on my call list, but you were first in my heart. Does that count?
I'm gonna allow it.
All right. We'll take it.
I appreciate you guys letting me on again. And it was great to meet you guys. I promise next year I'm doing my Gen Con differently, and I'm gonna make sure I'm actually getting to be with people and playing games. Because this one, I think I just wanted to walk the hall, and that's like all I did. And that was like literally all I did. I didn't even go to the Lucas Oil Stadium. I didn't go upstairs very much. I just walked that hall. It took me 4 days. And a lot of stuff. And
so
at the end of the day, and I was like,
you said this was your first Gen Con, right?
Second Gen Con.
Second. I mean, it's still a lot.
Yes. Yeah. And it takes you a while to get used to it. Because last year I walked so much because I drove up with Andy or Green Square last year, and he held me hostage so that I would not be able to leave Gen Con until 3 a.m. because he was playing Blood on the Clock Tower and all that stuff. So I got 26,000 steps was my average steps last year. Ooh. This year my average steps was 13,000. So I was like, I'm driving myself so I could go home when I wanted to. But I probably went home like earlier than I wanted to. And then when we got there, we were staying with people who fell asleep even earlier than we did. So we couldn't play games when we got home. And I was like, I should have just stayed there until 1 o'clock. Third year is going to be the charm. Third year, I got it, and it's going to be awesome.
You know what? As long as you had a good time, it's really hard to optimize. It's really hard to min-max Gen Con. So, you just gotta, you get out of it what you put into it, right?
Exactly.
I felt kind of bad because but I didn't, because I saw somebody post anonymously, coward, in a fans of Gen Con group. And they're like, oh, well, I just felt like the vibes were off and we had struggled with the event tickets and this and that. And I'm like, look, I understand. And then they even complained about the carpet.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like if you're complaining about the carpet.
What's wrong with the carpet?
It was too gray.
Too gray.
Welcome to my world.
Oh. Yeah, no shit. But I mean, for me, right? Like, obviously there's always things that could have been better. And but I had so much fun spending time with everybody and seeing people. And yeah, I wish I could have spent more time with like X, Y, and Z. That would have been optimal. I didn't get to play any games with Yuval like these guys did. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
But I did spend a lot of time playing games with like Brandon and his crew, from Atlanta. And that was also great. So like, do you trade one for the other? I don't think so. I think that, equally awesome things. But we all kind of, we divide and conquer. We had different experiences. But even just a couple of minutes running into you, you know what I mean? Get to shake your hand, say, hey, nice to meet you in real life, and then bumping into you like randomly during the con. Like, that's great. I've got another friend, right? I've got another familiar, friendly face as I go through the show. Look, man, I had a great time. I played a ton of games. I saw a bunch of awesome stuff. I did not see everything. You never will. There's always something really cool happening that you didn't, you just quite didn't make it to. And that's fine. That's fine. I had a great time.
Yeah, I did. And, it was great meeting you three. When we started the podcast, we asked ourselves, why are we doing this? Like, what are we trying to get out? And honestly, I love the board game community. I love people. So like this Gen Con, I was able to meet people. I got to meet you guys. I got to meet Rolling Dice Taking Names guys. Like I actually was out there talking to people. I hung out with the people from Game Toppers, and I met some people in the media events, and I'm like, this is what I wanted. This is so fun. This is so cool. So I know I'm small time, but one time eventually I'm gonna be like recognized at Gen Con, and I want those people to like come and just hang out with me, because like I think that's the coolest thing. Like I kind of nerd out about it. So
well, Daniel, so two things I'll say real quick. One, next year, it is my goal for us to have an actual board game rundown meetup, like an organized meetup, and have people come and play games with us. That's my goal. I want to be,
that'd be great.
I want to be big enough to do that. Now, here's a really funny thing that happened while I was at the show, like Friday morning, is I was hanging out with Mike Giuliano for a minute. I was talking to him at the 25th Century Games booth, right? And so Googs and I are there, and Googs, everybody knows, is from the Full 42, and he also works for Third World Studios. This guy comes up to me, and I'm standing next to Googs, but Googs isn't paying attention. I make eye contact with this dude, and he's got the look, and I'm like, ooh, I'm about to be recognized, right? And he looks at me, goes, hey, you're on the Full 42, right? And I was like, missed it by
that much.
Yes, but also no.
But I was like, well, yeah, I'm on there a lot, but like it's actually Googs' show. And he's like, oh, it's Giuliano. Like, hey. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, you're the Whiskey Wednesday guy. And I go, now you got it. But it was still really cool. And Googs had never been recognized before for being on his own show. Yeah. Yeah. So he was really excited because that happened for him. Yeah. I was so happy for him, and everything. And then I couldn't help but laugh to get recognized for being on someone else's show.
Yeah, that's great.
but no, man, I mean, you know, we do this because we're all passionate about board games, right? You're passionate about the hobby. You know, all your other squares, even though when they argue their points are wrong, you know, they're passionate about the hobby. You know, but it is kind of fun when we get recognized. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I know, it's cool. It's like someone's listening. Like, it doesn't matter if someone's listening, but it's nice to know someone's out there listening. So I love that you guys do this. You guys actually have a chat and everything. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, it's a really nice way to kind of acknowledge and interact, you know, with everybody, and it's a very small way we can give back, and that's why the Discord's so good too, though, because we can get in there, we can interact, we've got conversations. So then when I run into Brandon, for example, and Ginger and Saki, they're already in the Discord. We already have a year's worth of inside jokes and conversation that we have built up. So that when we meet, you get past that 2 seconds of, oh, I'm putting a face to the name. Like, hey, we're old friends now because we've been talking for ages.
Yeah. Super cool.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add before we sign off?
Only real quick thing that I would like to add. Anybody out there who has an Amazon Prime subscription, please consider getting on Twitch and following us on there. You can actually subscribe for free using your Prime subscription. You get a free one just for having Prime, and you can give us some of Jeff Bezos's delicious dollars because he doesn't need them and we do. So
yeah, we are now 100% independent.
Yep. So yeah, we used to film out of the back of a store, and we had kind of like a patron who helped us facilitate and get everything
an angel
done.
Investor, if you will.
There we go. And but we don't have that anymore. So yeah, anything that anybody can do to help out, that is greatly appreciated. So yeah.
I'll just also say, because Daniel hasn't chimed in, you guys, everybody needs to subscribe, ring the bell for Around the Board.
Indeed.
So that you know when those new episodes
Also
come
free.
up. And it is free to do. And I will keep harassing Daniel until I get invited on the show so that I can argue and lose.
Yeah, and I'll make a pitch for myself since you threw me up there. So, we're trying to do something unique. We're not just talking about board. I mean, we're talking about board. What else can you do in this hobby, right? But we're trying to always be divisive. We're not yes men. We try to find games that we're split on. So, at the very least, you're going to get a variety of opinions and we are ridiculously passionate about things that don't matter. So it's a fun watch at the very least, just to be like, wow, these guys are just idiots. Or, right on, Daniel, that's right. Or, whoever side you want to take. It's definitely a show that we hope that you're encouraging to, like, cheer for this person, cheer for that person, agree with that person. Put in a comment that's just like harsh to all of us. We love our sidekick Hansa Teutonica. He reads all the bad comments. So if you have anything at us, bring it to us. So you just gotta check it out. We try to be different. So yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You got to find your niche. Find your voice. And what's fun? I'd like to think that I tried to create a show that is the kind of show I would want to watch. And I will 100% say that Around the Board is the kind of show that I would want to watch because I love arguing with these guys. Even when we agree, we love to argue. But that's our love language.
Oh.
What'd you say, Bob?
I said, no, we don't.
Yeah. Shut up. Yes, we do. I'm here for an argument.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Look, in order to argue, I have to take up a contrary position.
That's not arguing.
It's not just saying, no, it isn't. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. No, it isn't.
How many Monty Python references do you normally get in a show?
Oh my God, as many as we can nonstop. We would just do a Monty Python recap quote show, except Mike's head would explode because he is not near as versed as Bob and I. No, we wouldn't. Shit. Okay, so Bob and I would just do a Monty Python recap show.
But hey, at least I'm open-minded to it, and it's not just a flesh wound.
No, you're not.
He's had worse.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah.
He's learning. We're rubbing off on him.
What?
God bless
Who's
him.
this guy?
It's been too long.
Hey, Andrew.
Andrew, you missed my number 5 was the Dino Duo. And I got both of your Dino games on here. I'm just looking for you're banging with the dinosaur games. You're gonna need to come up with a new one.
Also,
Don't bang the dinosaurs, though.
don't.
Bang the
No,
dinosaurs.
yeah. I think there's signs for that at the Creation Museum. Please don't bang the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, while they're riding on the ark, they gotta,
It's tough. It's tough. I just really want to shout out though Andrew Styles and a huge, massive congratulations to that man. Not only like a personal friend of ours, but just a great dude, and really, really, really happy to see Wine Cellar get all this success that it deserves and that he deserves. If y'all haven't checked out Wine Cellar, you really need to.
Yeah, you can find
it wasn't on our list because we didn't play it while we were at the show. But spoiler alert, because we're hipsters and we've been playing that. We knew about that game for a year, so we knew that game was good.
Yeah. You can find it in like Barnes and Nobles and all types of places nowadays.
Yeah. But if it, like a lot of the games that we talk about, if you want to support amazing people, independent designers, and small publishers, like just check it out, give it a look. And also I would love it if somebody, I would love it / hate it, but it would be hilarious if somebody review bombed Wine Cellar and then said Board Game Rundown sends its regards. That's all I'm saying. It's like my mom was an alcoholic and died from, liver disease. Board Game Rundown sends her regards. I give Wine Cellar a 1. No, I don't know. Go as dark as you want. Or give it a positive rating and let them know you heard about it from us. But no, man, love these guys and love Andrew. And yeah, I think Wine Cellars, really, like its subtitle Wine Cellar is sold out, right? Sold out at Origins, sold out at Gen Con, all those things.
True story. All right, gents.
All right. Well, let's call it there. Stick a fork in it. We're done.
Right. They're playing the wrap up.
Daniel, thank you for bringing the heat, dude. We have great viewership every time you come on, dude. You're great luck for us.
Oh, good.
I think we at one point had like 20, 30 people watching.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
it's pretty
Which is
good
for us.
exciting.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We will
That's like
always
5
take
times
it.
my viewers, so
Hey, not bad for a second choice.
That's right.
Second on the call sheet.
Got to remember that. That's what I told my wife.
Listen, I'm just glad my wife didn't get the opportunity to tell me to not get canceled tonight.
Ooh.
Usually that's what she says before I
Yeah,
go
but
on.
now that we made that joke about open-minded presidents. I don't know
Oh,
what we
dude,
have
I
to
love
do.
it.
Yeah.
I love that joke so much. I'm going to tell that joke at work tomorrow.
Nice.
And if I'm fired, you'll see the show quality increase because I'll have a lot more time to put into
Let
it.
me know if
There
Justin
you go.
But also, hey, everybody, thank you so much for all the positive comments on those transitions and the music.
Yeah.
That is 100,000,000% Mike over there doing the work. So shout out to that big lug over there with the RBF because he's doing the Lord's work and making us look better and more entertaining.
And this new outro that I'm about to hit too.
Oh, dude, it's a
Yeah.
banger.
I'm excited for it. Mike's ready.
All right, well, let's get to it then.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys next week for the Board Game Rundown. I've been Tim.
Bob.
I was Mike.
And I'm Daniel.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Bye. Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
Heating.
I do like to
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.